An eventful evening. Momo, have you made dinner yet? Su Xiaoyu's voice rang from across the warehouse. Master's gonna be hungry. Ah, that's right. Lin Momo yelped, springing up from the floor in a panic. I totally forgot. I have to start cooking. She dashed toward the kitchen area, cheeks flushed. She'd been so engrossed in watching educational videos all afternoon that mealtime had completely slipped her mind. Wang Ran, meanwhile, strolled up to his computer, stretching as he sat down. He was curious. Was the internet still breathing? As the screen blinked to life, the minimized video player from earlier popped up. He blinked. Ah, so this is why Momo forgot about dinner. Smirking, he closed the player and opened a browser. Though the global internet had mostly collapsed, a few survivor-hosted forums were still clinging to life. The most active among them? A site called the Night Forum. Initially just a niche website for zombie movie fans and conspiracy theorists, the forum had suddenly become a hub for actual apocalypse survivors. People exchanged information, ranted about their experiences, and occasionally begged for help. Wang Ran clicked into a random thread. There's a pretty girl waving at me from the building across the street. Should I go help her? Replies followed immediately. Bro, survival first. Don't let thirst be the reason you die. She's probably bait. Zombies are worse. Just go. If you're going to die, might as well die simping. Not a bad way to lure people. Thanks for the idea. Wang Ran chuckled. Humanity's sense of humor was still intact, at least. He scrolled through other topics, some surprisingly useful. Survivors were gathering data on zombie behavior, their senses, their speed, their evolving patterns. Wang Ran was impressed by the detail. It won't help me personally, he thought, but might save a few lives. Then a post caught his eye. Mutated zombie spotted in the southern city. Fast as hell, leaps like a frog. According to the post, the creature had burst out of a hospital and could scale buildings in seconds. Even those hiding in high-rises weren't safe anymore. The southern city had descended into chaos overnight, its residents fleeing in panic. So, they're already mutating. Wang Ran frowned. It had barely been a week since the outbreak began. If these mutations became widespread, survivors wouldn't stand chance. Supplies would become harder to reach. Safe zones? Temporary at best. He murmured, we need to get to East Lake Island soon. He had the strength. Between Su Xiaoyu and Lin Momo, they could handle even mutated zombies. But the sooner they left, the more they'd be able to salvage before the city went to hell. Wang Ran navigated to the in-city subforum. Most threads were cries for help or desperate requests for food. Running out of food. SOS. Same here. Down to a single can. I saw a zombie climbing up to the water tank like a gecko. Haven't had water since. Help. You should drink it anyway. Builds immunity. Pretty sure boiling it still works, probably. Then one thread stood out. Shaoshi Primary School Stadium. Rumored survivor camp. Free food. Wang Ran leaned forward. That's Wu Jiangwo's camp. More posts followed. Is this one of those government relief points? If there's food, I'll check it out. Better than starving at home. Word is spreading. Wang Ran thought. If too many people show up, their supplies won't last long. He hoped Wu Jiangwo was prepared for the influx. People with empty stomachs and nothing to lose could be just as dangerous as zombies. Then, a familiar username popped up. Looking for a disc copy of The End of the United States 2. 1 gold bar if you have it. Wang Ran raised an eyebrow. Tang Tang. Of course it's you. The username confirmed it. There was a tang in there. He smirked. Just yesterday, her PS4 was still running. She'd even offered him a rare game in exchange for a better graphics card. Right, he still owed her a 2080 Ti and a PS4 to replace the one he'd taken. As he scrolled further, one post made his heart skip. Anyone want to explore the exhibition center? An agricultural expo was recently held there. Tons of food. Wang Ran's fingers tightened on the mouse. That place. That was where everything had gone wrong. Where he'd been surrounded and eventually transmigrated back in time. How had he gotten caught by such slow zombies back then? No, it wasn't carelessness. It was a setup. He vaguely remembered catching a glimpse of a figure during the chaos. A flash of silver-white hair. Someone had used the zombies as bait. That bastard set me up. He leaned back, eyes narrowed. If I see you again, he muttered, I don't care if you were trying to kill me or just playing games. I'll kill you first. Master, dinner's ready. Lin Momo's sweet voice called out, snapping him back to the present. She walked over with a plate of grilled chicken and mushroom pasta, steam rising from the dish. It smelled incredible. Su Xiaoyu trailed behind her with a cold beer. She winked at him. Got your favorite. Wang Ran gave a satisfied nod. Perfect. He started up a thriller film on the screen and began eating while lounging in his chair. Meanwhile, Lin Momo tugged Su Xiaoyu to the side, whispering, Xiaoyu, I need to confess something. What is it? I accidentally knocked over one of our food stockpiles. Su Xiaoyu raised a brow. Which one? The red-labeled one? Momo shook her head sheepishly. Oh, Su Xiaoyu sighed. It's fine. We'll restock later. She paused. Wait, it's on the floor? Is it still edible? I'll lick some of it, Lin Momo admitted, lowering her head. But most of it was eaten by Xiao Jin. Xiao Jin. Su Xiaoyu's gaze shifted to the golden retriever, currently snuggled up next to Wang Ran, wagging its tail. Her expression darkened. They had competition now. A rival. As a dog, it had no business eating that. She narrowed her eyes at the happy canine. We'll see who master pets more tonight. A strange morning. Morning light filtered softly through the warehouse windows. Wang Ran sat up from the bed, rubbing his temples. Weird, he muttered. Why do I feel tired? It wasn't like they went overboard last night. Not compared to other nights, anyway. And with his enhanced physique, fatigue should have been a thing of the past. He filed the feeling away in the back of his mind and got up to wash his face. Just as he stepped out of the bathroom, his phone buzzed. Brother Wang Ran. Came Wu Jiangwo's voice, hesitant and low. You're running out of food at the camp, right? Wang Ran asked with a slight chuckle. There was a pause on the other end. You're absolutely right. About 100 more survivors arrived in the last 2 days. At this rate, even with rations, we won't last long. Wu Jiangwo sighed. I hate to trouble you again, Brother Wang Ran, but if there's anything else you need, anything at all, we're willing to trade. We'll find it. Wang Ran could hear the embarrassment in Wu Jiangwo's voice. He didn't like owing others, but he didn't have many options. It was hard to turn away desperate people, especially ones who survived the trek through zombie-infested streets. Still, the silver lining was that most of these new arrivals were strong, resourceful, and had good instincts. They'd be a valuable addition to Wu Jiangwo's camp, if they had the supplies to survive. Wang Ran thought for a moment. All right, I need a few things, he said. First, see if you can get your hands on some high-end graphics cards, 2080 Ti or newer. PS4S, Switches, and any game consoles too. Doesn't need to be many, just whatever you can find. There was a moment of silence on the other end. Then, game consoles, Wu Jiangwo repeated, confused. And drones. As many as you can find, Wang Ran added. I got it, Wu Jiangwo said quickly. Shouldn't be hard. I'll check the computer market. It's probably untouched. Who'd want electronics in a zombie apocalypse? Perfect. I'll be waiting, Wang Ran said before hanging up. Today was going to be a busy one. It was finally time to begin moving gear to East Lake Island. The goal was to transport non-refrigerated equipment and assemble the solar panels. Once the energy grid was up, they could bring the frozen goods over safely. Just as he was making mental checklists, Lin Momo approached with hopeful eyes. Master, can I come with you today? Wang Ran raised an eyebrow. But you don't know how to drive a truck. Her expression faltered, eyes dipping toward the floor. Oh, right. Her shoulders slumped, and a hint of pink bloomed in the corners of her eyes. Wang Ran sighed, then ruffled her hair. All right. You can come. Today's work doesn't need multiple vehicles anyway. The light returned to her eyes instantly. Really? Yay! Together with Su Xiaoyu, they loaded the truck with essentials. Microwaves, pots and pans, electric tools, a few washing machines. No need to bring refrigerators. Every villa on the island already had one. As they finished loading, Su Xiaoyu smiled sweetly and waved them off. Be safe, master. Don't stay out too long. I'll be back before 4. Jiang Wo's stopping by later to trade, Wang Ran replied. He gave a quick pet to Xiao Jin, their golden retriever, who had grown noticeably larger in the past few days. That dog is bulking up way too fast. Were you feeding him? Wang Ran asked casually, glancing at Lin Momo. I don't know. Lin Momo panicked. Her gaze dropped to the floor, fingers fiddling with the hem of her shirt. She definitely knew. Wang Ran didn't press. He turned back to the road. Then something clicked. Wait, could it be because he drank my blood? He remembered Xiao Jin nibbling on him once or twice. If his blood enhanced both humans and zombies, maybe it worked on dogs too. Great. Now we have a super dog. In his mind, he imagined a hulking golden retriever swiping zombies aside with one paw. The thought was as hilarious as it was terrifying. They cruised along the city roads without incident. When they passed the spot where Wang Ran had been ambushed the other day, he noticed something odd. A zombie wearing a messy jersey was kicking a dismembered head down the street like a soccer ball. Still got his hobbies, huh? Wang Ran muttered. Master, I'm a little hungry, Lin Momo said shyly, sneaking a glance his way. Do you have snacks? Nope, Wang Ran replied instantly. You're not dying mid-trip like that solar-powered rich kid. Her stomach growled in protest. Fine, he sighed, holding out a finger. You can have a little blood. Her eyes sparkled as she leaned over. By the time they reached the bridgehead, the road was blocked by a dozen zombies. They hadn't jumped to their deaths overnight. Guess they weren't depressed enough. The truck wouldn't make it through unless the way was cleared. Wang Ran got out and drew his sword. Time to work, Momo. She followed close behind, but then stopped, eyes locked on the zombies ahead. Master, wait, she whispered, tugging his sleeve. Wang Ran turned back. What's wrong? He watched her eyes narrow in concentration. The zombies stopped shambling. Then, one by one, they slowly turned and walked toward the edge of the road. Step by step, they flung themselves into the sea. Splash, splash, splash. Holy **T, Wang Ran blinked. Momo, did you just control them? Her knees buckled. Wang Ran rushed forward and caught her before she collapsed. Master, their willpower was weak. I thought I could try. I didn't expect it to work, she mumbled, breathless in his arms. It's just really exhausting. Wang Ran held her tightly, shocked but impressed. She had just turned a potential bloodbath into a clean, bloodless solution. His team was becoming something dangerous and powerful.
Hey, welcome to Firescale Audiobooks. If you enjoy our audiobooks, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, feel free to share your review in the comments section below.
When one was weak, he naturally had to replenish one's strength. The method to replenish his female zombie strength was also very simple. Wang Ran drove the truck across the bridge and arrived at the villa with the beautiful scenery from yesterday. After working at replenishing her energy for half an hour, Wang Ran brought Lin Momo out of the villa. It had to be said that Lin Momo's performance at the bridgehead had really amazed Wang Ran. However, it was not practical enough at the moment. If it was Su Xiaoyu, she would have taken care of dozens of zombies without even panting. Lin Momo, on the other hand, was exhausted after a short bout. Therefore, Momo still needed to improve her strength. Should he give her more special treatment in the future? Yes, that's fine. Lin Momo didn't know that the ability she had unintentionally used had given her a special treatment. Next, Wang Ran drove the car to the hotel's warehouse. Lin Momo was in charge of unloading the goods. Meanwhile, Wang Ran went to install the solar panels. It wasn't difficult to install these panels. With the basic tools, it could be done by following the manual. The only problem was how to connect the solar panels to the hotel's electrical circuit. Although Wang Ran knew how to fiddle with electronic products, he was not an expert in electrical work. It looked like he had to find someone to help. Oh, right, the security guards and property management of the villa area at East Lake across the street. Electrical work should be a basic skill in property management, right? I'll go back and get some beer and cucumbers and hire a few reliable people to come over and fiddle around. After a few hours of hard work, the electric panels were basically all in place. As long as the electric circuit was connected, the facilities on the island could be used. Lin Momo ran to Wang Ran's side and wiped his sweat. Master, I've sorted out the equipment. Next time, you can use it directly after the electricity is connected. I also cleaned up the place. There's a bit of dust here. Lin Momo's small head rubbed against Wang Ran's chest. She was obviously here to claim credit. Not bad. I was wondering why it was taking you so long to unload the goods. You actually did so much heavy lifting. Not bad, not bad. You deserve a reward. Wang Ran touched Lin Momo's head. It was only right to be rewarded for performing well. Master, there's an endless pool on the roof of this main building. I've already prepared the water. Lin Momo lowered her head. Let's go. Wang Ran picked up Lin Momo and walked to the roof. It had to be said that carrying Lin Momo and carrying Tang Tang were completely different. The elevator was not powered yet, so Wang Ran took the stairs to the top floor. The scenery was great. The scenery of the entire island, coupled with the sea in the distance, could be seen at a glance. Lin Momo could not wait to take off her clothes and jump into the pool. In the end, she directly sank. Wang Ran had no choice but to go down and pull her up. Cough, cough, cough. Lin Momo vomited a lot of water. What the heck? I used to know how to swim. Lin Momo was very depressed. In the past, when she lay in the water, she could float with 2 buoyant devices. Why did it sink now? I'll get Xiaoyu to try it too. I guess it has something to do with you turning into a zombie. Wang Ran felt that he had learned something new. Even a powerful mutant zombie like Lin Momo couldn't swim, not to mention those ordinary zombies. How did you feel in the water? Wang Ran asked. I'm not afraid of water, but I simply sank. If I hold my breath, I can stay in the water for a long time. After all, I don't need much oxygen now. I choked on the water because I wasn't prepared. It was a mistake. Lin Momo answered. Wang Ran nodded. Zombies also needed to breathe, but they needed far less oxygen than humans. In other words, if zombies were thrown into the water, they would die after a long time. Come, I'll support you this time. Wang Ran jumped into the water and waved at Lin Momo. Lin Momo immediately understood. The water surface no longer remained calm. Computer City. It was a small shopping mall with 4 floors. Their main business was assembling desktop, mobile, game console, and a small number of home appliances. It was usually quite lively, so there were quite a lot of zombies here, especially those black-hearted computer merchants. This time, they were really going to eat people. Wu Jiangwo led a small team to explore the computer city. There were plenty of people in the camp, so he had taken 15 people with him this time, which was considered a luxury. With such a formation, even if they were surrounded by zombies, they would be able to break out. Brother Wang Ran said he wanted a PS4 and what else? Wu Jiangwo didn't know much about games. Switch. Also, game cards and discs. The brawny Zhu Ming added. Wu Jiangwo was a man of good strength and character, but he was not a homebody. He didn't understand what young people did these days. If it weren't for Zhu Ming and the other young men in the team, it would have taken them a long time to find the items. The first floor mainly sold cell phones, which was not the purpose of this trip. Everyone cooperated and rushed to the second floor. Let's split into 2 teams and look for them separately. It'll be more efficient this way. Wu Jiangwo said softly. The group was divided into 2 teams. Wu Jiangwo was strong and took 5 people with him, while the rest formed a big team. Since he couldn't find a switch for the lights in the mall, Wu Jiangwo could only move forward slowly with a flashlight in hand. There were fewer zombies on the second floor than on the first floor. They were basically all computer vendors behind the counter. Wu Jiangwo held a fire axe in one hand and a flashlight in the other. He killed every single one of them he saw with great efficiency. Boss, why do I feel like your strength has improved by leaps and bounds these few days? The brawny man, Zhu Ming, had an envious look on his face. Previously, he was not much different from Wu Jiangwo. However, in today's actual combat, Wu Jiangwo had absolutely crushed him. I don't know either. Maybe I've just grown experienced at this. Wu Jiangwo laughed. He also felt that he had become much stronger. Even if he met that crazy woman under the vault, he might actually stand a chance. Boss, that shop mainly sells graphics cards. One of the underlings turned on his flashlight in a direction. Wu Jiangwo and the others looked over. A zombie was holding a video card and licking it. F***. What kind of weird quirk is this? That thing has a thing for graphics cards. Wu Jiangwo was stunned. Boss, you're out of date. What's the big deal about licking the graphics card? Some people even lick Switch game cartridges. You don't understand the things in the gaming circle. Zhu Ming laughed. The zombie that was licking the video card saw the group and hesitated for a moment. Then, he immediately put down the video card and pounced at the group. However, the counter seemed to be a little high, and he fell to the ground. Wu Jiangwo did not hesitate and hit him in the back of his head with his axe. Hurry up and find that 2080 Ti, Wu Jiangwo ordered. He stepped forward and picked up the video card that the zombie had been licking. Titan RTX? Not this one. Wu Jiangwo threw the graphics card aside. Soon, Zhu Ming found the 2080 Ti. Boss, there are 5 boxes. Zhu Ming said excitedly. Take them all. Go and meet up with the other team. We'll go to the 3rd floor to find the games. Wu Jiangwo brought his men to the stairs. The other team received the signal that their flashlights had been turned off, and they also began to walk towards the stairs. F***, I thought I could survive in the camp safely by joining. I didn't expect that we would have to come out and do hard labor. Oh well, if we had known earlier, we might as well have done it ourselves. We're all going out on an adventure anyway. A few young men from the other team muttered as they walked up the stairs. Most of them had just joined Wu Jiangwo's camp. They were all very displeased with the idea of going on an adventure as soon as they arrived. All right. If no one comes out to look for supplies, what are we going to eat? You guys don't know how much food was lacking on the day I came. Fortunately, Boss brought people out to get a lot of food back. You guys should stop talking. The one who spoke was Lu Quan, who was a senior. He had been assigned to guard the camp before, so it was his turn to come out and look for supplies today. I don't understand. What do the old men, old women, and children in the camp do? In this world, aren't we all just wasting food? They're actually sharing the same food as us. This is too unfair. The young man continued to mumble. These words caused Lu Quan to be dissatisfied. What's wrong with the elderly and children? His son and mother were also in the camp. If Wu Jiangwo had not taken them in, they might not even have food to eat, let alone remain safe. Seeing that they were about to reach the stairs, the few young people shut up. They were still quite afraid of Wu Jiangwo. This group of people did not realize that in the darkness behind them, there was a figure lying on the ground, staring straight at them. Everyone's here, no one got hurt, right? Wu Jiangwo asked. No, we only met a few zombies and killed them all. Lu Quan replied. The team of 10 people easily held their own against what zombies they encountered. All right, everyone, be on your guard. The 3rd floor is the gaming area. We'll leave once we find what we need. This is a zombie's nest, after all. We can't stay here for long. Wu Jiangwo instructed them. Everyone went up to the 3rd floor. There were floor-to-ceiling windows on the 3rd floor, so the lighting was slightly better. Even without a flashlight, he could see the general situation. Wu Jiangwo took the lead and led the way. The moment he went up, he was shocked. In front of a game console, a girl with 2 ponytails was testing a game out. She wore medieval-style leather armor on her upper body, a plaid skirt on her lower body, and metal greaves on her calves. She was also holding a big axe in her hand. She was surrounded by more than 20 zombie corpses. She killed all of these. Wu Jiangwo was shocked. She killed so many zombies by himself and chose to game as if nothing had happened. Was this girl human? Boss, what's wrong? F***ck. Zhu Ming and the others who followed behind were as shocked as Wu Jiangwo. They instantly felt useless. Did she kill all these zombies by herself? That's impossible. The young girl also heard the movement behind her and slowly turned her head. Hey guys, what's up? This young lady was Tang Tang. She was too bored waiting at home, so she decided to go out and look for games. Although she hadn't gotten a driver's license yet, it did not matter these days, so she drove her Bentley Continental out. She was quite familiar with Computer City. After killing dozens of zombies, she came here to find a game. She had tried United States 2 and found it to be rubbish. That was why she was in a bad mood. The zombies attracted by the sound of the TV were all killed by her. She didn't expect living humans to show up. There were more than 10 living people. We're here to look for some games. It won't bother you, right? Wu Jiangwo was very polite. It couldn't be helped. The other parties seemed very powerful. It would not be inappropriate to be polite. Whatever, just don't disturb me. Tang Tang was in a very bad mood, and snapped the disc into two. After looking around, she finally vented her anger on Monster Hunter. Unfortunately, she couldn't find anyone to connect to. Tang Tang put the PS4 and the selected game in her backpack and was ready to leave. At that moment, the young man who had been complaining downstairs came to Tang Tang. "Little girl, it's dangerous for you to be here alone. Why don't you follow us? Big brother will protect you." The young man was wearing a pair of Nikes with the wrong letters, flipped his hair, thinking that he was very handsome. "Get lost. Otherwise, I'll cut you," Tang Tang said coldly. The young man was stunned. He felt a murderous aura, but at the same time, he felt humiliated. "You don't have to be so cold, little girl. Do you think you can kill zombies with a cosplay axe?" The young man obviously didn't think that the dismembered zombies on the ground were Tang Tang's doing. The axe was so exaggerated. It was probably made of plastic. Tang Tang clenched bloody roar and was give this idiot a smack with its flat side. At that moment, a figure suddenly appeared at the top of the stairs. Tang Tang happened to be facing that direction, so she naturally saw it. Not good. Tang Tang took a few steps back. Roar. A hunchback zombie jumped onto the young man's shoulder. What the F***CK is this? The young man didn't dare to raise his head. He only knew that his shoulders were very heavy. It seemed like something was climbing up him. "Zhang Jian, don't move." Wu Jiangwo immediately took out his fire axe and slowly approached the young man. This zombie, it had just made a leap like a frog. It was completely different from what they had seen before. This looked like trouble. The young man also realized what the thing on his shoulder was. Help! He couldn't control himself and started shouting. The zombie on his shoulder lowered its head and grabbed the young man's chin with its hand. Then it lowered its head and bit down. His tongue was pulled out from the root. The zombie smacked its mouth a few times and swallowed his tongue. The young man spat out a few mouthfuls of blood from his throat and then collapsed. He probably wouldn't be able to survive. The zombie didn't stop and went straight to its next target. With a leap, he directly rode on the shoulder of another young man who had just joined the camp. "Ah, I don't want to die. Help!" The young man was running back and forth like a headless fly. The people around him were a little afraid of hurting him, so they couldn't help him. "Move!" he shouted. Wu Jiangwo took the fire axe and pushed the crowd away. However, it was already too late. The zombie directly bit the young man's neck. The young man started choking. It was obvious that his throat had been punctured. Wu Jiangwo took a big step forward and prepared to cut down the zombie. Unexpectedly, the zombie used him as a stepping stone and jumped into the crowd. The unlucky one this time was Lu Quan. "Oh, my parents! I can't die here." Lu Quan held the iron rod in his hand and swung at it. These few hits actually slowed down the zombie's movements, so he wasn't bitten for the time being. Wu Jiangwo made a prompt decision and rushed over to cut the zombie's back. In that instant, Wu Jiangwo felt as if his entire body had been opened up by something. He was instantly filled with power. However, this pause also gave the zombie time to escape. He felt the attack behind him and directly left Lu Quan, jumping toward Tang Tang, who was alone not far away. Tang Tang had long been prepared with bloody roar. She kicked the axe with her heel and directly swung it down. The poor zombie was split in half by the axe while it was still in the air. The entire third floor fell silent. Everyone on Wu Jiangwo's side looked at Tang Tang in a daze. This was too violent. It was hard to imagine that a little girl could have such strength and reflexes. Now, everyone believed that she had killed all the zombies nearby by herself. "I'm leaving. Loot's all yours." After Tang Tang finished speaking, she carried her small bag and went downstairs. She had not felt the exhilarating rush of a battle at all. After all, she was a veteran gamer. She had played many zombie VR games and was used to it. "Pack up and look for something," Wu Jiangwo ordered. "Pack up" referred to the two corpses of their own people. If they didn't clean them up, they would soon turn into zombies and attack everyone. The simplest way was to destroy the brain or spine. Zhu Ming and his men quickly disposed of the two bodies. Wu Jiangwo, on the other hand, stood there alone, feeling his own body. He had indeed become much stronger. What was going on? Suddenly erupting at the critical moment? No matter what, it was a good thing. The stronger they were, the more people they could protect in the apocalypse. The next step was to search. Wu Jiangwo didn't know that Wang Ran was searching for the PS4 in the game on Tang Tang's behalf, so he searched the place very seriously. P.S. Brother Wang Ran said that he wanted a PS4. Does that mean that it's 4 PS? Wu Jiangwo thought about it and agreed that it was possible. He put the 4 antique PS into his backpack. After randomly grabbing a few PS4 and Switch games, Wu Jiangwo led his team up to the 4th floor. Wang Ran had said that he would appreciate as many drones as he could carry, which meant that he valued drones more. Therefore, the 4th floor was Wu Jiangwo's main target this time. There were no mutated zombies on the 4th floor, so it wasn't difficult to clean up. Although the group of underlings behind him were far less uncertain in their footsteps a lot, because of the short time, just now, Wu Jiangwo still looked very powerful. He killed most of his zombies by himself. Phew! Is this power? Wu Jiangwo was extremely excited about the improvement in his abilities. If he met the female zombie in the vault now, he was confident that he could kill her. It seems like this was what Brother Wang Ran went through. Wu Jiangwo was suddenly enlightened. No wonder Wang Ran was so strong. He must have broken through his limit at some point in time, just like himself. The following search was relatively simple. Wu Jiangwo plundered more than 30 drones and then drove to the supermarket warehouse smoothly. Wang Ran had already returned with Lin Momo half an hour ago. The warehouse door opened, and the two sides met again. Brother Wang Ran, I brought the things you wanted. Wu Jiangwo placed the game, graphics cards, drones, and 4 PS1s in front of Wang Ran. Wang Ran looked through it and was generally satisfied. Other than the 4 PS1s. The PS4 was still the PS4. Are you trying to fool me by getting 4 PS? Forget it. Wang Ran did not make a big fuss about it, since Wu Jiangwo was a boorish man. I'll just discuss it with Tang Tang later. There were many classic games in PS, such as Wolf Racing, Resident Evil, Mario Kart. Xiaoyu, bring me 1,000 pounds of food. Wang Ran ordered. Su Xiaoyu nodded and left with Lin Momo to prepare the food. Wu Jiangwo was surprised. It was twice what he had expected. It's fine. It'll be a waste if no one takes them. Wang Ran shrugged his shoulders. In the warehouse, there was still more than 1,300 pounds of food left. Eating some food past their expiry date was still fine. However, since Wang Ran had so much to eat, he had the luxury to choose. It was better to give them all to Wu Jiangwo. He could still do him a favor. After all, he was the most powerful man in N City. It might not be the case this time, but at least he packed a punch. With a strong person like Wu Jiangwo running errands for him, it would save him a lot of trouble. I'm really grateful to you, Brother Wang Ran. Wu Jiangwo thanked him profusely. There were almost 200 people in the camp, and they ate as fast as hamsters. The 1,000 pounds of food could at least solve the problem for a while. Actually, I think you should go and find food with a longer shelf life. For example, granaries, barns, canneries, and so on. It's better to find new ground where we can grow food. Otherwise, you won't be able to feed them all when your camp grows. Wang Ran suggested. Yes, you're right, Brother Wang Ran. I've already started looking for a new place. I met a zombie today. It was very different from those ordinary zombies. If there are more and more powerful zombies like this, it will be hard to guard my camp. Wu Jiangwo sighed. A different zombie? You killed it. Wang Ran was stunned. It was obvious that Wu Jiangwo was talking about mutated zombies. However, Wu Jiangwo could actually defeat mutated zombies now. How did he improve so quickly? Awakened? He had never drunk his blood. So how did he awaken? Wang Ran's mind was filled with question marks. No, I didn't kill it. I met a powerful person today. Let's talk about me first. I suddenly exploded at the critical moment today. I feel like I'm full of energy. Now I can easily kill normal zombies. Even if I meet a powerful one, I'm confident I can fight it. Wu Jiangwo said with a smile. Then it's probably an awakening. Wang Ran nodded. To unleash his potential at the critical moment. It seemed that this was how awakened ones came to being. He was different from the people around him. Wang Ran had thought that the other awakened ones had also eaten some strange things to awaken. Perhaps he had really eaten it before? It was better to ask. Have you eaten anything strange recently? Wang Ran asked. Strange things? No, I only ate the stuff you gave me. Ah, does the gold that I took a bite of that day count? Ha ha ha. Wu Jiangwo laughed foolishly. Wang Ran was stunned. Gold. Gold. F***CK. I seem to have discovered something incredible. Why were there so many survivor camps collecting gold before the transmigration? You seem to have found a reason. So, gold was the catalyst for the awakening? So if gold is present in the body and the person faces a critical situation, would it awaken? It was very possible. In this world, there were not many fools who gnawed on gold, but there were many people who wore gold necklaces and gold rings. The gold was always on their skin. If they encountered danger and their potential was stimulated, they might be awakened just like that. Someone must have discovered this. That was why awakened ones would continuously appear and why the awakened ones camp will be collecting large amounts of gold. I understand. He finally understood. Brother Wang Ran, could it be? Although Wu Jiangwo was honest and straightforward, he was not stupid. Wang Ran's expression changed when he mentioned gold. That meant, could gold really stimulate one's potential? It was no wonder Wang Ran and his brother wanted to collect so much gold. His strength might have increased because of this. This is just my guess, but the possibility seems to be very high. You can find someone to try it on. Let me know when you get the results. Wang Ran said. There were only zombies around him, so he couldn't try it. All right, I'll ask Zhu Ming and the others to try out later. Wu Jiangwo nodded. If this could really stimulate their potential, then the strength of their camp would be greatly improved. Don't tell anyone about this before we verify it. I'll try my best to only let the people I trust know. Wang Ran reminded him. Understand. Wu Jiangwo nodded. If this didn't work, the news would only make the world more chaotic. On the other side of things, the food was being handed over smoothly. A few young men who had just joined Wu Jiangwo's campsite gathered at the side. This place is really good. Yes, there's enough food and beautiful women. If it were up to me, I think you might as well take this place. Look, there are only 3 of them. It is. If we can take down this place, we won't need to go out adventuring in the future. A few young people muttered one after another. Don't you all seek death? The 4 people who had this idea last time are now lying there. Lu Quan pointed at the small mountain of zombie bodies. The young men shuddered and immediately gave up on the idea. The handover was completed. Wu Jiangwo thanked them again and again, then brought the food back to the base. Wang Ran returned to the warehouse and looked at the piles of gold bars and gold bars. It doesn't necessarily work just by eating it. Gold does not get absorbed by the human body. Most of the awakened are probably only awakened because they happen to be wearing gold on their bodies and are stimulated by the external environment. So, eating it and carrying it around with you should have the same effect. Wang Ran slowly analyzed. However, why do the camps with awakened continue to collect gold? Create more awakened ones? I'm not sure. An awakened leader would definitely not trust having so many powerful beings around him. That won't be easy to manage. Then there's only one explanation. Gold can not only help people awaken, but it can also make the awakened stronger. If that's the case, everything makes sense. Wang Ran nodded. He was getting closer and closer to the truth. I wonder if gold has any effect on me. Wang Ran's current leveling path was a little unscientific. It was like a perpetual motion machine, constantly improving with followers he had created himself. He wondered if the effect would be better if it was combined with gold. Wu Jiangwo said that his potential was triggered by extreme anger. I was not particularly angry. Wang Ran touched his chin and thought. From the looks of it, there was only one suitable time. When feeding. It was only at that time that his mental and physical condition would be more excited. Xiao Yu come. Use these gold bricks and bars to make a bed. Wang Ran ordered. In the future, he would try the effect on the bed in the gold shop. Master, are you trying to find some new fun? All right then. Su Xiaoyu nimbly carried the gold to make the bed. Wang Ran sent a message to Tang Tang, telling her that he had gotten the graphics card, the game, and for PS once. I'll take the graphics card. You can keep the rest. Tang Tang quickly replied. She had already gotten her hands on a PS4 and some other games, so she naturally did not need Wang Ran's. Wang Ran looked at the numerous PS that Wu Jiangwo had brought and sighed. At least it had classics. Wang Ran connected the PS to the monitor and put in a Resident Evil 2 game disc. From the cover, it seemed to be called Evil Castle 2. What trash translation! Wang Ran was still a little unaccustomed to holding a wired game controller. However, he quickly immersed himself in the game. As he was playing, Wang Ran suddenly thought of a problem. The zombie virus in the real world could also have been developed by some dim-witted organization. With the rapid development of modern medicine and biology, it was possible. However, this was not something to consider at the moment. He had to escape from the tyrant's pursuit. Master, the zombies here all look so weak. Lin Momo pointed at the ordinary zombies on the screen. These zombies were as weak as the zombies outside the warehouse. The zombies here are indeed weak. The ones in WWZ are more aggressive. They run as fast as dogs. Even if it's a wall, they'll climb over each other to pass it. Wang Ran said, after thinking for a while. However, if the zombies outside were this powerful, humans would severely be on the back foot. Hey, Master, there's a zombie dog. Lin Momo pointed at the screen. Leon, who was under Wang Ran's control, was mauled to death by a zombie dog. Humans can become zombies, and dogs can become zombie dogs. It makes sense, Wang Ran explained. Xiao Jin, who was standing at the side, shivered. It didn't want to become like this. Xiao Jin, don't be afraid. You've drunk Master's blood. You should be like us, maintaining your rationality and appearance. Lin Momo wanted to comfort Xiao Jin, but she almost let it slip. That's right, Xiao Jin has grown so much in just a few days. Let's test our strength. Momo, go and get a refrigerator, Wang Ran ordered. The refrigerator had become an excellent tool to test one's strength. Soon, Lin Momo returned with a refrigerator. Xiao Jin, go and scratch the refrigerator hard, Wang Ran ordered. Xiao Jin looked reluctant. He was a pacifist. I'm not very good at fighting. Momo, if Xiao Jin doesn't listen, just throw him outside. Let him experience the cruelty of life. Wang Ran said. Xiao Jin's body trembled when he heard that. To hell peace. Xiao Jin went up and swatted at the door. There was a deep claw mark on the refrigerator door. As expected, Xiao Jin's strength had also increased. Xiao Jin's combat power was comparable to Su Xiaoyu's from 2 days ago. In addition, Xiao Jin seemed to be as intelligent as a human. In other words, he could leave Xiao Jin to look after the warehouse alone. It would be even more efficient to move in the next few days. Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu were in charge of transporting the goods by car, while Lin Momo was in charge of sorting and arranging the unloaded goods. It was perfect. Tonight should be Wang Ran's last night in the warehouse. That is, if everything could be moved out smoothly by tomorrow. Wang Ran and his girls tried the golden bed. Well, it was too hard. As for the increase in strength, it could only be said that there was a slight reaction at a certain moment. It was gone after that. It was not as much of an improvement as being bitten by Xiaoyu and the others. Had he not reached his limit? That's right. It's hard to force it out unless it's a life and death situation. In addition, he gained strength in a very different manner. Gold wasn't that useful to him, but it was different for others. Once the news spread, the value of gold would skyrocket. At that time, 100 grams of gold would not buy food, it could buy empires. Fortunately, he had collected so much gold. In the future, he would be able to use that gold to exchange for supplies and find laborers. He would not need to run errands himself. He only needed to bring his girls about to plant vegetables, raise fish, play games on the island, and so on. His days would be quite blissful. The night passed quickly. Wang Ran got up at dawn. Today's transportation was a big undertaking. However, the virtuous Lin Momo had already categorized and labeled the items last night. All the things that needed to be moved would take up to about 20 trucks. The three of them started loading the trucks. Xiao Jin, you'll be in charge of looking after the house today. No matter who it is, as long as they want to enter, kill them all. Do you understand? Wang Ran asked. Whoa, okay. Xiao Jin nodded. It only wanted to be a good boy, but now it had to spill blood. Sigh, if it wasn't for the fact that the food was okay, it definitely wouldn't have agreed. Let's go. Wang Ran sat in the driver's seat and started the car. Lin Momo was about to get into the passenger seat of Wang Ran's car when Su Xiaoyu stopped her. Let Master drive properly. Come and sit with me. Su Xiaoyu pulled Lin Momo to the car at the back. Lin Momo sheepishly lowered her head with a red face. Su Xiaoyu knew what she was up to. Don't think I don't know that Master secretly gave you an extra meal. Oomph. Su Xiaoyu pinched Lin Momo. She wasn't really angry. She just wanted to tease her. After all, Lin Momo was weaker than her, and she needed to eat more to improve herself. Only then could she help Wang Ran more. Lin Momo's face turned even redder. At 7 in the morning, the two cars set off from the warehouse. Today was going to be a busy day. At around noon, everything in the warehouse, except for the frozen goods, was finally moved out. Lin Momo had also arranged the supplies in the appropriate positions. After replenishing his energy at the seaside villa, Wang Ran took some cucumbers and eggs and drove to the villa area. Before the frozen meat was transported over, the power system had to be set up. The frozen meat in the truck could last for 1 to 2 hours. As long as the cold storage was running, the quality of the frozen meat would not be affected. Wang Ran had already laid out all the solar panels, and now he only needed an electrician to connect them to the entire island circuit. Wang Ran parked his car at the entrance of the villa area. "Brother, you're here." The security guard, Zhao Dong, immediately came up to him. Wang Ran had displayed his strength in front of him before, and he was also very generous to him, which made Zhao Dong admire him very much. "Here are a few video cards. Help me pass them to Tang Tang and number 2. Also, is there anyone here who's good at electrical work? I have some lines that I need someone to pick up. It has to be someone good." Wang Ran emphasized the last sentence. "Brother, I can. I'm one of the top 3 electricians in our neighborhood. I'm the one who's in charge of maintaining the district's electrical circuit." Zhao Dong patted his chest and said, "It was a good job to work for Wang Ran. There was definitely no lack of food. All right, it's you then. Give me the graphics card. I'll wait for you at the door." Wang Ran nodded. Although Wang Ran did not trust anyone, it was better to pick someone who wasn't a stranger. Zhao Dong was still more reliable than the other security guards. Zhao Dong did not take long. Wang Ran drove the car and brought him to East Lake Island. "Let's go." "Brother, isn't this the island resort? I know this place. You're really going for it, huh?" As this was directly opposite the villa area, Zhao Dong naturally knew of this place. However, the resort was not open yet, so there were no food or drinks inside, so no one thought of coming here. This was indeed a good place that was easy to defend and hard to attack. Wang Ran brought Zhao Dong to the main building. The main power system of the entire island was located below the main building. They only needed to connect to the main bus that was pulled over by the solar panels, and the equipment on the island would be powered. Lin Momo and Su Xiaoyu stared at Zhao Dong in silence as a stranger came in. Zhao Dong felt a chill down his spine. He felt that these two sisters-in-law had a dangerous aura. It was as scary as being stared at by a zombie. "Zhao Dong, the toolbox is here. Focus on your work and don't think too much." Wang Ran patted Zhao Dong's shoulder as a light warning. If he worked obediently, he would naturally be rewarded. If he had other thoughts, then I'm sorry. "Don't worry, brother. I'm a man of few words. I guarantee that I'll complete my mission perfectly." Zhao Dong picked up his toolbox and walked down from the power supply room. He was already very familiar with this kind of work. "Momo, if you control 2 or 3 zombies, how long can you last?" Wang Ran asked. "If it's only 2 or 3, and it's a small area, 1 or 2 hours won't be a problem." Lin Momo answered. Before, she had exhausted herself trying to control dozens of zombies at the same time. "Okay, go to the bridge and get 2 or 3 zombies to guard this place. If Zhao Dong has any ideas, let the zombies deal with him." Wang Ran ordered. With Lin Momo's strength, it would not be a problem for her to deal with Zhao Dong. However, Lin Momo was naive. If Zhao Dong was someone with ulterior motives, Lin Momo would not be able to deal with him. Therefore, it was still the safest to send zombies to watch from a distance. After settling everything, Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu continued to drive the goods. By the time it was transported to the second round, the power system was finally linked up, The cold storage warehouse began to operate. The 3 zombies that were guarding the door were released into the sea. Zhao Dong didn't know that he had been trailed by 3 terrifying zombies. Brother, it's done. They did a good job here. Solid groundwork. If there's no external damage, it can run for several years without problems. Zhao Dong patted the dust off his hands. Not bad, not bad. It seems like they could enjoy themselves a little in this apocalypse. Wang Ran smiled. Brother, you must be joking. You called in for a favor. It's no big deal. If you have any needs in the future, feel free to look for me. Holy crap. Are these drones? Zhao Dong saw the drone at the side. Oh, you know how to use it? Wang Ran asked with a smile. Yes, we have 2 drones in our villa area. They used to be used for security monitoring, but now they are used to lure zombies away with speakers. I wrote the drone's inspection program. Zhao Dong patted his chest and said, one of the reasons why there were so few zombies near the villa was because Zhao Dong often arranged for drones to hang the speakers and lead the zombies away. F***CK. Do security guards nowadays need so many skills? Where did you learn all this? Wang Ran asked in surprise. Oh, I graduated from Z University of Technology. I studied software engineering. I learned electrical work while I was at it. Zhao Dong said, a little embarrassed. That amazing? Then, why are you still a security guard? Wang Ran was a little shocked. Zhao Dong's school seemed to be better than his own third-rate university. Brother, you don't know this, but the security guards in this neighborhood are paid very high. It's very easy to do side gigs while we're at it. Although being a programmer pays more, I don't want to lose hair at such a young age. Besides, this neighborhood is filled with rich people. If a certain lady takes a fancy to me, I won't have to work hard anymore, right? Zhao Dong was honest. Wang Ran thought for a while and agreed that this was true. A rich woman who stayed at home all year round would have her eyes on the strong young security guard in the community. It wasn't as if such things didn't happen. Brother, do you have any requirements for this drone? I can write simple programs. Zhao Dong asked with a smile. I just need it to be a good sentry. If it detects any moving objects, it'll notify me. When the battery is about to run out, it will automatically return. That's all I need, Wang Ran said, after thinking for a while. No problem, brother. Give me a day, and I'll get done for you. But I'll have to go back and work on my computer a bit. Zhao Dong replied. Sure. Come take these things. Wang Ran took a bundle of cucumbers, a dozen beers, and 10 pounds of noodles and put them into a woven bag. Then he picked up a PS and a few games and put them in. Brother, you're too polite. Zhao Dong was extremely excited. He was only given 2 pounds of food every day. He had been given so many gifts just to help Wang Ran with a small task. He was a little embarrassed. It's fine, just take it. I'll look for you if I have any technical problems in the future. I'll send you back first. I still have to continue transporting goods. Wang Ran patted Zhao Dong's shoulder. He was quite satisfied with this Zhao Dong. He was down to earth and did not have much curiosity. He had so many supplies, but he didn't seem to be jealous. It was worth striking a partnership with this man. Wang Ran first sent Zhao Dong back to the villa area, then continued to carry the rest of the supplies with Su Xiaoyu. Finally, all the supplies were moved away at about 6 in the evening. Now, the supermarket was only left with some refrigerators and useless household appliances. After attracting dozens of zombies to guard the bridge, Wang Ran, his 2 zombies, and a dog sat on the top floor of the hotel's main building and watched the sun slowly disappear into the sea. Master, where are we going to stay tonight? Lin Momo asked. She still had to tidy up the bed and clean the room later. Let's stay in the villa first. The scenery is good. Shout, Jean. Let's build a nest for him near the bridge. He'll be our guard dog in the future. Wang Ran thought about it and made the arrangements. He would still have to live in this main building in the future. After all, it was high and had a good view, so he could see the movements on the bridge from afar. For now, he would enjoy himself in the villa. Whoa, Xiao Jin felt wronged. Why do I have to guard the door when you're staying in the villa? It's scary to be out alone in the middle of the night. I'm still a child. Master, it should be fine with zombies guarding at night. Xiao Jin is still young. Why don't we wait for him to grow up a little? Lin Momo pitted Xiao Jin. After all, they were comrades in arms who had snatched food from each other before, and they doted on each other. All right, then, I'll arrange a villa for you. Wang Ran rubbed Xiao Jin's head. A dog living in a seaside villa. Really? Woof, woof, woof. Xiao Jin happily sat up straight, as long as he was not left outdoors. It was a villa, after all, so they could stay here. After having dinner on the top floor, Wang Ran brought his zombies to the villa with the best location. The sea breeze was a little chilly, which was just nice to cool them down. At night, all the sounds were drowned out by the lapping of the waves. Early the next morning, Wang Ran came to the bridge to patrol. Dozens of zombies would not be enough to defend a bridge. This would only scare some stragglers away. If an organized team came here, they would be wiped out. He still had to find a way to strengthen his defense. The current situation was that once the bridge was down after they had passed through the garden, they would be able to reach the hotel lobby. There were no obstructions. After all, this was a resort hotel, and it was impossible to make it as tightly guarded as a prison. There was nothing more than a railing at the end of the bridge to block the cars. It definitely couldn't stop humans and zombies. When he got up in the morning, Wang Ran saw a few zombies wandering about. This won't do. It affected the quality of life. Think about it. You're eating hot pot and singing at home, and a zombie suddenly pounced on you by the window. How bad would that be? He had to make improvements. He had to build a big iron gate at the entrance. Ordinary zombies would not stand a chance. As for the mutated zombies, unless they could get a few hundred tons of steel to build a wall, they would always slip through. The main thing was that the surveillance system was in place. With the motion capture function, he could be alerted at any time. It's just a mutated zombie. How can it be more powerful than me? Could he be more powerful than Xiaoyu and Momo? Right now, he was like a perpetual motion machine that was continuously increasing his strength. Then, Wang Ran walked around the island. The entire island was surrounded by cliffs, and there was no beach. Therefore, it was a fortress. He only needed a few fixed surveillance cameras. After looking at the safety issue, the next issue was the issue of sustainable development. It was not a problem for Wang Ran to eat the food and canned food in the cold storage for more than 10 years. However, with only these, the nutrition was clearly insufficient and unbalanced. This was especially true for Wang Ran. He knew that he had not practiced the cleanest of diets before this mess. He still had to plant some vegetables and fruits. There were places on the island that were suitable for growing things. However, Wang Ran did not want to destroy too much greenery. After all, it was more comfortable to stay with a good view. When he got hold of more land, he could develop it into a plantation to provide fruits and vegetables for the island. What he needed to do now was to get some seeds and fruit seedlings that had short maturity and fast growth. Momo, do you know where I can get the seeds? Wang Ran asked. He really didn't know much about this. We have an agricultural department in University. There should be some inside, right? I wonder how the teachers and students in the school are doing. When Lin Momo mentioned the school, she started to worry. She was a zombie now, but she still had some connections with them. And University, Wang Ran touched his chin. He didn't care if the people inside were dead or not. He was worried that the people inside had no food and would eat all the seeds. It sounded like something humans would do. Sure, I'll go to University once the drone surveillance system is set up. Wang Ran made his decision. Master, I'll go with you. I'm familiar with University. I studied there. Lin Momo immediately volunteered. If she went out with Wang Ran, there would definitely be an extra meal. This had already become a tacit understanding. I'll go too. I was a teacher at University, so I'm familiar with it. Su Xiaoyu also joined the competition. All right. Momo, look after the house. Xiaoyu, come with me. Wang Ran quickly made a decision. In the university, there were tens of thousands of teachers and students, so there would definitely be a lot of zombies. It would be more decisive to kill the zombies with Xiaoyu. Lin Momo still needed to improve her combat skills. Whoa! Lin Momo immediately looked down when she heard that. She also wanted to go. All right. Momo, you're very talented in tidying up and cleaning. When we go out, you have to clean up our base. I will reward you for it. Wang Ran rubbed Lin Momo's head. Lin Momo finally smiled. Going or not was another matter. The most important thing was the rewards. After a leisurely morning, Zhao Dong finally sent a message. The hovering surveillance and automatic return system of the drone were finally completed. Wang Ran drove the truck and picked him up. After some on-site debugging, the air surveillance system of the entire island was successfully built. At the same time, drones would be suspended in the air to monitor the situation. The main areas of concern would be the seaside road and the bridge. As long as there was a moving object, the drone would send a signal to the host on the ground. In addition, there were more than 10 drones charging or on standby on the ground. Charging and releasing the drone required manual operation, and other times it could be ignored. It was very streamlined. Not bad, not bad. Wang Ran patted Zhao Dong's shoulder in satisfaction. This young man was quite capable. Here, these are for you. Wang Ran took out a few bunches of bananas. He didn't like to eat bananas, and they went bad easily, so he had to give them away quickly. Thank you, brother. Zhao Dong took the banana, but he was not as happy as before. He seemed to have something on his mind. What's wrong? You don't like bananas? Why don't I get you some cucumbers instead? Wang Ran asked. That's not the problem. Brother, the food you gave me yesterday when I go back. I've been ostracized by the other security guards. They took my things and laughed at me for using my body. Zhao Dong was depressed. Wang Ran frowned when he heard that. Wasn't he King saying that he did it himself? This is too much. Those security guards were really itching for a beating. Ah, there's one more thing. We, the security guards, only have some rations now. The owners are not willing to share any of their beer and drinks with us. Then yesterday, I overheard the vice captain and a few security guards saying, we have to work together to kill the owners to take over. I'm worried. Zhao Dong sighed. They're going to rebel so soon. Wang Ran was stunned. In his opinion, the security guards' rebellion was only a matter of time. After all, in this world, no one was willing to be an employee and serve others all the time. However, it wasn't the time for a food shortage yet. You want to rebel just for some drinks and beer? It seemed that Wang Ran had overestimated human nature. What do you think of this? Would you do it with him? Wang Ran asked. Of course I won't participate. It's too wicked. Zhao Dong replied decisively. But have you ever thought, if you don't participate, will they take care of you as well? Wang Ran asked with a smile. Zhao Dong's body trembled. They would do that. It was too terrifying. Zhao Dong clearly did not understand human nature. Wang Ran's deduction was highly likely to happen. When a team was going to do something immoral, no one in the team was allowed to keep their hands clean. Let's do it this way. Take these bananas back and take the initiative to give them some. Build a good relationship with them. Those security guards are decent men, but they can be misled by greed. If they are planning to make a move, play along with them and pretend to agree, then inform me as soon as possible. I'll come and solve the problem when the time comes. Wang Ran said with a smile. His customers were here. He couldn't let the security guards mess around. Of course, if he wanted to conquer the villa, he would have to find the right time. If he attacked now, he would only end up as the villain. He would have to wait until the security guards started killing the owners. He would appear as a savior, kill the security guards, and then spread both kindness and justice. This way, he would hold an undisputable claim over the land. After all, with a colony, he needed numbers and manpower by his side. All right, I'll listen to you. Zhao Dong nodded. The world in its current state was too treacherous. He was not going to survive for long. It was better to listen to Wang Ran. After making all the necessary arrangements, Wang Ran drove Zhao Dong back to the villa. Next, he should go to N University to search for seeds and fruit seedlings. Just as the car hit the road, Wang Ran suddenly received a call from Wu Jiangwo. Brother Wang Ran, save me. Wu Jiangwo's voice was full of panic. It was obvious that he had encountered something serious. What's the situation? Wang Ran asked. Lin Hua. He's the one who went to the vault with us and ran off. He turned into a zombie and brought hundreds of zombies to besiege our stadium. We can't hold on much longer. Wu Jiangwo said in a hurry. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Wang Ran hung up the phone after he finished speaking. He stepped on the accelerator, engaged the clutch, and shifted gears. The car's speed was accelerated to 80 kilometers per hour, bringing a few hundred zombies to attack them. Lin Hua is obviously not a normal zombie, since he could control normal zombies. He had to at least be a mutated zombie of a certain level. Interesting. The people in the camp were not related to Wang Ran, so he naturally had no interest in saving them. However, it was still a good thing to have Wu Jiangwo owe him a favor. After all, he was one of the most powerful men in City in the future. Wang Ran focused on driving and soon arrived at the side door of the primary school. From afar, hundreds of zombies could be seen swarming toward the stadium. They were constantly climbing over and crashing into each other. Many zombies had already rushed into the stadium. It should be a mess inside right now. Xiaoyu, let's go and clean the place up. Wang Ran picked up the sword and jumped out of the car with Su Xiaoyu. The next scene could easily be a reenactment from the Three Kingdoms. Zombies' heads and limbs flew into the sky. No zombie could stop Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu. After all, the two of them had improved a lot in the past 2 days. Soon, a river of blood was formed. Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu rushed into the stadium. Brother Wang Ran, you're here. Wu Jiangwo and the others were in high spirits. Many of them had followed Wang Ran into the vault before, so they were very well aware about Wang Ran's strength. In addition, he had been able to charge into the stadium through hundreds of zombies, which was already a feat of strength. Wang Ran took a glance. There were already nearly 100 zombie bodies lying in the stadium. Some of them should have been people from the camp who had joined the other party after being bitten. The elderly, women, and children had already shrunk into a corner. Their eyes were filled with fear. There were less than 50 people still fighting with weapons. From the looks of it, about half of the camp's people had already been lost. I can't take it anymore. A young man lost his mind. He dropped his weapon and rushed into the zombie crowd. Soon, he was devoured by the nearby zombies and didn't even have the chance to turn into a zombie. Behind us are the elderly and children. Everyone, show some courage and fight them. Wu Jiangwo shouted loudly. Many women in the corner also stood up and took up their weapons to join the battle. The two sides clashed again. With the help of Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu's powerful abilities, the number of zombies in the stadium decreased. Soon, the zombies at the door stopped rushing in, but actually retreated a little. From the looks of it, they couldn't afford to lose their heads at such a speed. The people in the stadium finally heaved a sigh of relief. Wang Ran took a glance and saw that there were only about 40 people still standing, including the women. In the other corner, there were more than 20 elderly and children. It could be said that the camp had lost 2/3 of its people. F***CK. Lin Hua that F***King B** starred. He's a zombie, and he's still trying to take revenge on us. Wu Jiangwo wiped the blood off his body. His body was covered in wounds. He had thought he would become a zombie soon, but the virus had no effect on him. Could it be that after he became an awakened one that Wang Ran spoke of, he became immune to the virus? That would be great. In the future, he would be able to fight even more freely. The rest of you, take a rest first. Zhu Ming, Lu Quan, Chong, Aji, all of you come here. Wu Jiangwo called a few of his underlings to Wang Ran's side. Brother Wang Ran, there's no time for pleasantries now. I'll thank you later. I had a dozen of my brothers gnaw on gold yesterday. During the battle, just now, the 4 of them awakened. The others may be lacking or less fortunate. Also, I found out that after we awaken, if we are scratched by zombies, we don't seem to turn into zombies. Wu Jiangwo told Wang Ran what he had learned. I guess after awakening, his physique has been strengthened and he can resist the virus. Wang Ran nodded. He didn't know if Tang Tang, who had drunk his blood to awaken, would also be immune. In addition, the fact that gold could help with awakening had been confirmed. Unfortunately, it did not work for everyone. Brother Wang Ran, what should we do now? Although they have temporarily retreated, they are still blocking the entrance. Besides, it's so noisy here. More and more zombies will be attracted here. Our physical strength is finite. We can't keep fighting. Wu Jiangwo looked worried. It's fine. If all of this was Lin Hua's doing, can't we just kill Lin Hua? Wang Ran said in a very relaxed manner. His tone was as simple as cutting a cucumber. Lin Hua. Wu Jiangwo was stunned. There were hundreds of zombies out there. It was hard to say if they could even make it to Lin Hua alive. Let's go, he said. Wang Ran brought Su Xiaoyu out of the stadium. Wu Jiangwo and his 4 awakened underlings followed closely behind. The moment Wang Ran stepped out, a few zombies pounced on him. Before Wang Ran could do anything, Su Xiaoyu had already taken their heads off. Xiaoyu, do you feel anything? Wang Ran asked as he looked at the black mass of zombies in front of him. The zombies had attacked him out of instinct. Lin Hua shouldn't have the ability to control zombies like Momo. Master, I'm getting some signals, that's all. Su Xiaoyu replied. Wang Ran nodded. Lin Hua was probably just instigating them, which was far from Lin Momo's control. It was normal for a self-conscious mutated zombie to have some zombie followers. In order to attack this place, Lin Hua must have spent a lot of effort gathering people. Brother Wang Ran, look, Lin Hua is there. Wu Jiangwo pointed to the top of the bus, not far away. Lin Hua's tall and thin body was particularly pronounced. Half of his face was covered in warts, green pus flowing out. A casual cough would release a corrosive mist. Hee! Cough, cough. Today, you're all going to die. Cough, cough. Lin Hua said as he spat out green foam. In his opinion, it was Wu Jiangwo and the others' faults that he had become like this. They had to be exterminated. Lin Hua, if you have the F*King ability, then come at me yourself. What's the point of hiding so far away? Wu Jiangwo shouted at Lin Hua. The zombies couldn't help but pounce at him. Everyone hacked at them and easily dealt with them. Hee, do you think I'm that stupid? Cough, cough. You guys are better off facing my zombie army. Lin Hua laughed. Wu Jiangwo clenched the fire axe in his hand tightly. F***, I really can't just kill Lin Hua. From here to Lin Hua, it was at least 100 meters, and the road was filled with zombies. After killing his way through, he would have already run out of strength before he reached him. Master, he's sending out a message to gather the nearby zombies. If we continue to waste time, the zombies will keep coming. Su Xiaoyu reminded him. Wang Ran nodded. If the number of zombies truly increased, he and Su Xiaoyu could still get away from them, but the others, in addition to that, with so many zombies gathered together, it was easy to create more mutated zombies. He had to stop Lin Hua. Xiaoyu, go and kill him. Pay attention to your safety and try not to touch his poisonous gas. Wang Ran patted Su Xiaoyu on the head. Yes, master. Su Xiaoyu's eyes lit up. Another mission. I'm looking forward to the reward. Su Xiaoyu did not say a word. She charged into the zombie crowd and headed for Lin Hua. Brother Wang Ran, your woman. Wu Jiangwo and his underlings were shocked. She directly rushed into the zombie crowd. Did she not want to live? Even if she was an awakened and was not afraid of getting infected, she could still bleed out to death. It's okay, calm down. Wang Ran swung his knife and killed a few zombies that rushed forward. Immediately after, Wu Jiangwo and the others were shocked again. Su Xiaoyu seemed to be invisible to the zombies as she shuttled through the zombie crowd. Lin Hua, who was not far away, was also shocked. The one who was rushing over was a zombie. They were the same kind. Why would she listen to the commands of a human? No, I can't let her get close. The current Lin Hua was a piece of trash without any close combat ability. If he was approached, he would end up in a very miserable state. Bite her. You guys go and bite her. Lin Hua shouted to the zombies nearby. However, the zombies didn't listen to him. Lin Hua could only nudge them and not order them around. Then, the zombies began to slowly make their way to the stadium. They were hungry and wanted to eat. The zombies surrounding Lin Hua all rushed forward. Lin Hua stood alone on the top of the bus, as conspicuous as a lighthouse. Brothers, guard the main gate. Facing the sea of zombies, Wu Jiangwo became alert again. The people in the stadium were not like the awakened. They were too exhausted to even stand. If the zombies got in, the situation would be terrible. The tower is still there. F***. Zhu Ming held an axe in one hand and a shield in the other. It should be the door. The other awakened ones were also greatly invigorated. Wang Ran, on the other hand, brandished his blade and charged forward. Wang Ran, who was wielding his sword, moved like a farmer with a scythe in a rice field. With one slash, he could harvest a few zombies. It was very efficient. With Wang Ran attracting the zombies' attacks in front, Wu Jiangwo and his team had an easier time behind them. They only needed to deal with the zombies that had gotten past him. For a time, the steps in front of the stadium were filled with the bodies of zombies. The zombies came one after another and piled up higher and higher. Wang Ran stood on top of the pile of corpses, guarding the pass alone. Su Xiaoyu was only a dozen meters away from Lin Hua. Lin Hua's body began to tremble. He could feel that the female zombie was much stronger than him. I can't fight her head-on. Lin Hua's throat squirmed, and a long tongue stuck out, shooting directly at Su Xiaoyu. Su Xiaoyu calmly grabbed the 10-meter-long tongue with her hand and pulled it hard. Lin Hua was dragged off the bus and fell to the ground. Before he could react, Su Xiaoyu grabbed his tongue and twisted it in the air. Poor Lin Hua. He was swung around like a sledgehammer. Boom! Lin Hua was slammed onto the bus. The bus caved in from the impact, and it looked like it would never be driven again. Lin Hua didn't seem to be in good shape either. Many of his bones were probably broken, and even standing up was difficult. Su Xiaoyu grabbed Lin Hua's tongue and slowly dragged him to the entrance of the stadium. On the stairs in front of the stadium, the dead zombies had been piled up to 2 meters high. Wang Ran was standing on top of the pile of dead bodies. He was punching the heads of the zombies one by one. His old partner, the sword, had already died of old age. After killing the last few zombies, Wang Ran and the others finally heaved a sigh of relief. 300 zombies. Finally, they were all killed. Su Xiaoyu dragged Lin Hua up the steps. Poor Lin Hua. His head kept hitting the steps, and he didn't even have the strength to cry. Master, what should we do? Su Xiaoyu asked as she stepped on Lin Hua's tongue. Kill him. Wang Ran wiped the blood off his fist. Let me do it. Wu Jiangwo's entire body was covered in the blood of zombies. It was as if he had crawled out of a sea of blood. This Lin Hua had caused the death of so many innocent survivors. Wu Jiangwo must kill him with his own hands. Big-brainer. Shave me. Lin Hua's tongue was being pulled, so he couldn't speak clearly. Go to hell. Wu Jiangwo's axe directly shattered Lin Hua's skull. The zombie invasion was finally cleaned up. Brother Wang Ran, it's all thanks to you this time. I won't beat around the bush any longer. If Brother Wang Ran doesn't mind, from today onwards, I, Wu Jiangwo, will follow you. Wu Jiangwo said with a straight face. Yes, we all want to follow you, Brother Wang Ran. The other 4 awakened ones said in unison. In the battle just now, Wang Ran had single-handedly killed more than 2/3 of the zombies in front of them. This made their blood boil, and they had started to worship him from the bottom of their hearts. At the moment of life and death, human emotions were the easiest to stir. The so-called friendship of life and death was the trust established under such circumstances. Wang Ran was stunned. This wasn't right. Wu Jiangwo, you'll be the biggest shot in N City. If you become my subordinate, how are you going to develop? In theory, it would be the most worthwhile to return the favor after Wu Jiangwo became more impressive. However, it wasn't like he couldn't accept it now. It was impossible to raise them. They had to be self-sufficient in terms of food. At most, he would give them some security protection. Brother Wang Ran, is there any inconvenience? Wu Jiangwo asked when he saw that Wang Ran was stunned. No, it's just, I haven't thought of a place to settle you guys for the time being. Wang Ran thought about it. His East Lake Island could not accommodate them. That was the private territory of him and his zombies. That's right, the villas. There was a lot of space and housing there. It was not a problem to accommodate dozens of people. Although the old and weak couldn't fight zombies, they could still grow vegetables and fruits. Additionally, with 5 awakened ones, the villa would be substantially safer. This was not a bad plan. When the security guards sprung to action, he would bring his people in like the Salvation Army. That place would become his colony. As for the rest of the rich, if they were unwilling to be governed, so they could only find some zombies to chat with them. How about this? I just thought of a suitable place. However, the current timing is not very suitable. You guys hold on for a few more days. I'll let you know when it's time. Wang Ran said after thinking for a while. All right, as long as today's situation doesn't happen again, we'll be fine. Wu Jiangwo nodded. Wang Ran had agreed to take them in, which was good news. But then again, fighting can really make me stronger. In the future, we have to go out more and risk our lives. Only then will we become stronger and stronger. Zhu Ming was extremely excited about becoming an awakened. But it's a pity that not everyone can be awakened. The other brothers who gnawed on gold. Wu Jiangwo sighed. Their camp had suffered heavy casualties today. Without Wang Ran's support, they might have been wiped out. All right, I'll be leaving first. I'll leave the aftermath to you. I'll contact you later. Wang Ran said goodbye to everyone. Wu Jiangwo and the others watched Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu leave with admiration. Master, are we still going to N University? Su Xiaoyu asked. The original plan was to go to N University to find seeds and fruit seedlings. We were sidetracked. We'll go tomorrow. Let's look for a suitable metal gate on the road and move it back to the bridge. Wang Ran drove the truck and brought Su Xiaoyu back as they searched for something suitable. Most schools and units nowadays used electric sliding doors. There really weren't many big metal gates lying about. Finally, they found a suitable metal door at the main entrance of a warehouse area. The width was just right. This is it. Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu got out of the car and started to violently tear down the door. Very soon, the two large metal gates were taken down. Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu worked together to put the iron door on the top of the truck and then secured it with a rope. Done. Just as Wang Ran disappeared at the intersection, a group of people with weapons ran out of the warehouse. F***CK, where's my door? Who the hell steals doors these days? This is simply too much. What should we do? This place is not safe anymore. Let's go. Everyone hurry up and move. These people were extremely depressed. Even in the past, people would only steal manhole covers. No one would steal iron doors. Wang Ran was driving towards East Lake Island in a good mood. Master, I just fought a battle, and I'm so hungry. Why don't we grab a bite? Su Xiaoyu glanced at Wang Ran. Wang Ran was speechless. He had killed more than 200 zombies, and it had been very tiring. Forget it. You can do as you please. Wang Ran sighed. They were not carrying any important goods today, so he could let Su Xiaoyu do as she pleased. Su Xiaoyu happily tied up her hair. 10 minutes later, the two of them returned to the island. Xiaoyu, go and get my doom hammer. Find some steel bars. I remember there being some leftover building materials in one of the villas. Wang Ran ordered. The iron door had to be installed as soon as possible so that they wouldn't have to worry about zombies eavesdropping at night. Soon, Su Xiaoyu had prepared all the materials. Since he had erected the iron door out of thin air, Wang Ran simply used a more violent method. He first used the hammer to hammer half of the steel bars into the ground, then fixed the threshold and the steel bars of the iron door. Then he bent all the spikes on the top of the iron door outward at an angle. Of course, with Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu's strength, such a simple iron gate could be blown down with one punch. However, this gate was not used for defense. It was just to keep the wandering zombies out. Let's work with this for now. Wang Ran patted the dust off his hands. Master, can I let my voice out like this? Su Xiaoyu asked curiously. It should be enough. I don't think ordinary zombies can get in. We'll settle with this. I'll get someone with actual skills to build a more professional city gate. Wang Ran dragged the doom hammer and walked into the hotel with Su Xiaoyu. There was a large swimming pool not far from the hotel lobby. Although it was not endless, it was big enough and the scenery was not bad. Lin Momo had found an inflatable yellow duck hovercraft and was floating on it. Master, are you done with your work? Tonight's dinner is a Seaview barbecue. Lin Momo paddled a few times and returned to shore. By the pool, the barbecue rack and ingredients were ready. Thoughtful. Master, why don't you and Sister Xiaoyu swim for a while? I'll roast some food for you, Lin Momo said considerately. When Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu came back today, they were covered in blood. It was time for them to wash up and relax. Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu took a shower before jumping into the pool. Lin Momo was feeding him grilled meat, grilled eggplants, grilled chicken wings, grilled squid, grilled scallops, grilled abalone. Su Xiaoyu, on the other hand, was underwater, working hard while holding her breath. At that moment, Wang Ran's phone, which had been placed aside, suddenly rang. Lin Momo picked up the phone and put it to Wang Ran's ear. "Hey, uncle. Why you? Hurry up and save me." Tang Tang's voice came from the phone. His voice was very low and mysterious. "Uncle." Wang Ran was stunned. "When did I become an uncle? That's not important. I'm on the 4th floor of Computer City. Hurry up and come over. If you save me, I'll give you 50 gold bars. I'm not going to speak any further. If I speak too much, the zombies will find me." Tang Tang hung up the phone after she finished speaking. Computer City? What is she doing there? Wang Ran didn't know that Tang Tang had already been there. "Master, are you going out again?" Su Xiaoyu floated to the surface and asked. "Yes, our big financial backer has come to ask for help. Momo, help me get a set of clean clothes." Wang Ran ordered. It didn't seem like a good idea to go out in a bathrobe. Soon, Lin Momo ran over with a set of clean clothes. "Master, it's my turn to go out this time." Lin Momo asked as she helped Wang Ran put on his clothes. All right. Wang Ran helplessly nodded. Since Momo was so obedient, he would take her along. Su Xiaoyu came to the end of the bridge and helped them open the iron gate. Wang Ran started driving. The zombies on the bridge saw the car and moved to the side, making way for it. From the looks of it, Momo's strength had increased a little. 10 minutes later, Wang Ran arrived at Computer City. Even before he entered, Wang Ran could already sense a dangerous aura. The sound of the truck had attracted a lot of zombies nearby. Fortunately, Lin Momo was there, and a vacuum circle was formed around them. As long as the zombies got close, Lin Momo would control them slightly and make them stop. It wasn't that Wang Ran was afraid of these zombies. However, it was very quiet in the middle of the night, so it was easy for them to attract all the zombies nearby. Once there were too many, it would be troublesome. Wang Ran turned on his flashlight and slowly stepped into Computer City. On the entire floor, only a few advertisement light boxes were still lit up. The flashing lights created a strange atmosphere. Wang Ran scanned through the floor. There were traces of a battle here. Some of the blood was still sticky, while some had already dried up. It seemed that several groups of people had come here. It was so weird. It was the apocalypse. Who would come to Computer City? Right? Wu Jiangwo got his drones and graphics card from there. Wu Jiangwo seemed to have mentioned that some powerful guys had appeared here. It should be referring to the mutated zombies. "Momo, do you feel anything?" Wang Ran asked in a soft voice. "There are a few zombies in the corner, but they are very weak. I told them to stay here. Upstairs. There seems to be a very powerful guy upstairs." Lin Momo held on to the hem of Wang Ran's clothes and followed closely behind. With Lin Momo around, the battle between ordinary zombies could be avoided. This was quite easy. Wang Ran led Lin Momo up the stairs to the 2nd floor. The sinister aura became even stronger. Not only was there the smell of blood, but there was also a trace of cold air in the air. The window on the 2nd floor was blocked by the billboard outside the building. The moonlight couldn't penetrate through, so the whole 2nd floor was dark. Lin Momo suddenly looked in a certain direction. She kept feeling like something was staring at her in the dark. The little sugar mommy said she's on the 4th floor. I hope she's still alive. Wang Ran muttered a few words and continued to walk upstairs. Lin Momo looked at the pitch-black 2nd floor and quickly followed Wang Ran. 2nd floor. There might be something there. On the 3rd floor, a large television was displaying a game. The television was surrounded by the bodies of zombies. All of them were either cut in half at the waist or missing an arm or a leg, and they had died quite miserably. Wang Ran knew what had happened. Tang Tang must have been so smug after becoming stronger that she came here to find a game. Wu Jiangwo said that someone finished off the mutated zombie. Maybe it was Tang Tang. However, did this girl really treat this place as a wet market? She would come here every 2 or 3 days. Would it kill you to play less games? Suddenly, a swaying zombie appeared in front of Wang Ran. After hesitating for a moment, it opened its mouth wide and pounced over. Wang Ran didn't say a word and directly punched him. "Master, this zombie seems to be different from ordinary zombies. I can't control him." Lin Momo stuck out her tongue and felt a little guilty. She had almost put her master in danger just now. "I'm fine. I just dirt on my hands." This guy is about to become a mutated zombie, so he's stronger than ordinary zombies. But what's going on with this place? Why would mutated zombies appear so easily? Wang Ran wiped his hands and continued to walk upstairs. Master, if you encounter a mutated zombie next time, don't kill it so quickly. I can communicate with them, Lin Momo said. Wang Ran nodded. The way zombies mutated was also important information that was worth studying. Soon, Wang Ran brought Lin Momo to the 4th floor. The 4th floor was the household electricity area. There were air conditioners, televisions, refrigerators, washing machines, and other home appliances everywhere. Because there were so many television sets, the 4th floor was actually quite bright. According to Tang Tang, she was on this floor. What was it that made her so afraid? Wang Ran did a simple scan around, but found nothing. There were a few zombies scattered on this floor, but most of them were not strong. After getting them out of the way, Wang Ran took out his mobile phone and dialed Tang Tang's number. The sound of the cell phone came from a double-door refrigerator. F***CK. Why did you call me? I'll be discovered by those guys. Tang Tang quickly picked up the phone and whispered. Wang Ran smiled as he walked to the double-door refrigerator and opened it. A little lowly with a frightened face was holding an axe and shrinking inside. Tang Tang finally breathed a sigh of relief when she saw Wang Ran outside. Uncle, you've finally come. Tang Tang was close to tears. It seemed that she was under a lot of pressure. Are you that bored at home? What are you doing here in the middle of the night? Do you really think that you're invincible? Wang Ran reprimanded him. You have so much gold in your house. Who am I going to scam if you die? No. When I became stronger, my hand became stronger. When I was beating the crap out of Nerjigan at home, I broke 3 game controllers. I'm only here to find a replacement. Tang Tang lowered her head in grievance. You're telling me this? Then what am I here for? In the future, if you have any errands to run, leave them to me, understand? Wang Ran asked sternly. As long as Tang Tang gave him the work, he would transfer it to Wu Jiangwo. He could be a middleman and earn commissions. I understand. Tang Tang lowered her head and stuck out her tongue. It seemed that she was really scared, and her young mistemper had been restrained a lot. At this moment, there was a sudden movement from the direction of the stairs. It was the sound of footsteps. It didn't sound like a zombie, as zombies' footsteps weren't that light. They're coming. Tang Tang's whole body trembled, and she shrank behind Wang Ran. At the top of the stairs, a black shadow suddenly sprang up. Under the faint light, Wang Ran could see its appearance clearly. It was a zombie dog. All the fur on its body had fallen off, and its skin was covered in festering marks. His teeth were basically exposed, and there were black bloodstains on them. Roar. The zombie dog looked at Wang Ran and the others and let out a low growl. Oh, it's just a dog. You're afraid of dogs? Wang Ran smiled. This isn't an ordinary dog. It's a zombie dog. It's terrifying. Have you never played Resident Evil? Tang Tang shrank behind Wang Ran and didn't dare to poke her head out. She even dared to kill mutated zombies, but she was scared of this zombie dog. Momo, how strong is this zombie dog? Wang Ran asked. It's stronger than normal zombies, but much weaker than Xiao Jin. Right, if Xiao Jin was bitten, would he become like this? Lin Momo was a little worried. Xiao Jin was so cute now. If it became a zombie dog, she would be so traumatized. I'll have to do some research to know. Wang Ran also wanted to know if he would be infected after drinking his blood. In theory, Awakens were not afraid of infection, so Tang Tang and Xiao Jin, who had drunk his blood, should be the same. Roar! The zombie dog crawled forward a few steps, its eyes fixed on Wang Ran and the others. It looked like it was preparing to attack. Wang Ran protected the 2 girls and took a step back. Suddenly, the zombie dog moved. It directly pounced toward Wang Ran and the others. This speed was much faster than normal dogs. Wang Ran stretched out his hand, and the double-door refrigerator next to him was directly pulled forward by him. Boom! The zombie dog was right under the fridge. The refrigerator was of good quality, and the zombie dog couldn't break free from it. It waved its claws randomly, leaving a lot of claw marks on the ground. Wang Ran stepped forward and stomped on the zombie dog's head. Just this. Wang Ran shrugged his shoulders. He wasn't that powerful. They were just a little faster and stronger than ordinary zombies. At that moment, more footsteps came from the stairs. It was accompanied by heavy steps. 1, 2. There were 12 zombie dogs. Then, a hooded figure appeared at the top of the stairs. The zombie dogs slowly surrounded Wang Ran and his people. The hooded man walked past the zombie dogs and went to the front. Wang Ran saw half of a pale face under the hood. It was a mutated zombie. Wang Ran's intuition told him that this guy was even more powerful than Lin Hua, who he had killed today. However, if it was a one-on-one fight, Wang Ran was still confident that he could defeat the other party. However, the 12 zombie dogs, their numbers and speed were indeed a little difficult to deal with. It would be terrible if he hurt his financial backer. Human, leave this place. The hooded zombie spoke, his voice a little hoarse. The fact that he didn't make a move directly showed that he had some concerns. He probably knew that the other party was very strong and did not want to make unnecessary sacrifices. What secret is this place hiding? So many mutated zombies were here. If you can answer my question, I can agree to your request. Wang Ran replied calmly. The hooded zombie was stunned. This human is crazy. He didn't leave, even when he was given a chance. If it wasn't for its fear of the other party's strength and its fear of losing too many of its underlings, the hooded zombie would have attacked long ago. My master is asking you a question. Hurry up and answer, Lin Momo said, puffing out her chest. Zombie. The hooded zombie was stunned. He was right on the second floor. There were zombies. His own kind actually addressed this fellow as master. Could it be that he was strong enough to enslave zombies? I can't fight them head on. The cautious hooded zombie thought calmly for a moment. All right, I'll answer you. I don't know how I woke up, but I only had a video card in my hand when I woke up. After that, I went around looking for food. If zombies want to become stronger, they need to keep eating. It's best to eat humans. If there are no humans, we can eat other zombies. The basement of this building used to have hundreds of humans trapped in it, and it became our canteen. After eating them, we will naturally become stronger. I can tell you that there are 3 people downstairs whose strength is close to mine. If you want to use force, I can guarantee that you won't be able to get out of here safely. The hooded zombie said coldly. Are you threatening me? Wang Ran smiled. If it wasn't for my sugar mommy here, I would have King killed you. Human, you're not an ordinary person. I seek no quarrel with you. Let us pass each other by in peace. The hooded zombie gave him a way out. After all, he didn't dare to go head-to-head with Wang Ran. Sure, get your dogs to leave. Wang Ran nodded. He had already found out what he wanted to know. It was time to take Tang Tang away. When he had time in the future, he would come back and take this place down. The hooded zombie growled a few times, and the surrounding zombie dogs retreated, going down the stairs one by one. Let's go, he said. Wang Ran held Tang Tang's hand and calmly went downstairs. When Lin Momo passed by the hooded zombie, the latter couldn't help but take a few more glances at her. He really wanted to know why zombies were working with human beings. Isn't it nice to eat people? Soon, Wang Ran led the 2 girls out of Computer City. Under the moonlight, there were many zombies on the streets. They were all attracted by the truck when they came. However, with Lin Momo around, the 3 of them easily got back to the car. Phew! We finally got rid of those zombie dogs. After the car drove away, Tang Tang breathed a sigh of relief. She thought that she knew this place well, so she should be safe. She did not expect that to meet a pack of terrifying zombie dogs and hide on the 4th floor. The zombies outside will get stronger and stronger. Don't run around if you have nothing to do, Wang Ran reminded her. Tang Tang had only drunk his blood once. Of course, ordinary zombies were no match for her. She could also deal with the weaker, mutated zombies. However, this hooded zombie today could have killed Tang Tang. Help me sweep this place clean, Tang Tang said angrily. There's so many zombies in this place, and it's so dangerous. You'll have to pay more, Wang Ran said without missing a beat. He already had this plan in mind. It would be even better if he could get some money from Tang Tang. All right, I'll give you another 50,100 in total. Hurry up and help me destroy this place. Tang Tang thought for a moment. She did not have many gold bars left. It seemed that she had to go to her father's mansion. There should still be many bars there. Wang Ran smiled. This trip was not in vain. The sugar mommy was indeed the sugar mommy. She was really generous. Now that he knew the use of gold, he had to quickly collect more. If everyone found out, it wouldn't be so easy. Master, do you want to replenish my energy? Lin Momo, who was sitting between Wang Ran and Tang Tang, lowered her head and asked. Lin Momo had spent a lot of energy to make the zombies make way for her. There are other people in the car. Wang Ran's face twitched slightly. Why don't we have some red ones first? Wang Ran extended his finger to Lin Momo. Lin Momo had no choice but to hold his fingers together and start sucking. Tang Tang, who was watching from the side, was stunned. Did she have to replenish it frequently? So, she wasn't strong enough because she didn't drink enough? Tang Tang thought for a moment. She had to go to her father's villa. There were a few boxes of gold that he had kept as her dowry. It shouldn't be too little. Uncle, can I have some? The more Tang Tang looked at it, the more tempted she was. Lin Momo had just shown her strength. The zombies on the road would automatically avoid her. This made Tang Tang envious. Of course, Tang Tang didn't know that Lin Momo was a zombie. She thought that Lin Momo was so powerful because she had drunk so much blood. I'd rather drink his. Oh, Lin Momo was about to say something, but Wang Ran covered her mouth. I'm already tired of dealing with you two, and you want me to feed one more? Just drink blood. Sure, but we'll have to discuss the price first. Of course, Wang Ran would not let go of this opportunity to earn gold. One mouthful per gold bar. Tang Tang asked tentatively. The last time, Wang Ran had cut his arm open for her to drink, so he had given her more. In addition, the last time she drank it, it was a qualitative change, and now would only strengthen her, so it should be fine to give her less. All right, he said. However, this business did not provide door-to-door service. If you want to drink it in the future, come to my base. He was lazy. With Tang Tang's strength, it shouldn't be difficult for her to travel from the villa to the island. Wang Ran had obtained another stable source of income. Your base. Tang Tang was stunned. She had not expected Wang Ran to have a base. It's at East Lake Island, which is not far from the villa. You should know the way, right? Wang Ran asked. What? You've occupied East Lake Island? I was the first to discover that place. Tang Tang was a little depressed. She had thought that it was close to home and was not in a hurry to see it, but it had already been occupied. In terms of strength, she wasn't Wang Ran's match either. She couldn't snatch it. I heard that the scenery there is pretty good. Sigh. Soon, Wang Ran sent Tang Tang to the entrance of the villa complex. All right, remember the gold bars you owe me. Bring them next time. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he drove away. Tang Tang dragged her axe and walked towards the villa area under the streetlights. The security guard at the door saw Tang Tang and opened the door for her reluctantly. On the way back, Tang Tang felt a little strange. The security guards would whisper to each other from time to time, and their eyes were not quite right. She felt that there was a problem. Tang Tang remembered a post she saw in the forum yesterday. She read that there was a small neighborhood where the security guard had deliberately let the zombies in because of a conflict with the owner. Hiss! It was terrifying. Tang Tang thought about it and decided that she had to fortify her villa. She had to set up all the beast traps and hammers that she had collected. For a crossbow, a thin line could be tied to the trigger. If a zombie really broke in during the middle of the night, they could at least slow them down. Tang Tang took the controller that she had just brought back and continued to play Monster Hunter. It was time to enjoy herself. Unknowingly, Tang Tang played until it was 1 in the morning. Most of the people in the villa area were already asleep. However, there were 40 people gathered in the courtyard of the villa. Except for the ones on guard duty, we're all here. This shows that we are still very united. The vice captain of the security team was very satisfied. The disunited security team leaders, property managers, and a few security guards who did not want to participate had already been tied up in the duty room. As for how to deal with them, let's talk about it after we succeed. The goal of this operation was to take control of the villa area. As for the process, it would definitely be a little bloody. However, as long as they succeeded, it would be their turns to live good lives. Everyone, pay attention. We have 40 people, so we could be divided into 10 groups. We'll go door to door and kill them. Just kill them in, As for the women, take them to the courtyard and have 2 groups of people watch them. As long as we move fast enough, we can kill our way through the houses one by one. It won't take long for us to take down the entire area." The vice captain laughed proudly. As long as this plan succeeded, he would be the local tyrant here. He could eat and drink. He could have women. There were a few pretty young women in the villa area. "Vice captain, is 4 people in a group enough?" One of the security guards had some concerns. "Use your brain. We'll first knock on the owner's door in the name of a patrol. Then, while they're unprepared, I don't need to say more, do I?" The vice captain glared at the security guard. Why were the people under him so stupid these days? However, being stupid also had its advantages. They were less scheming and easier to manage. "All right, there's no time to waste. Let's go." The vice captain gave the order, and everyone began to move. The security guard, Zhao Fedong, panicked. Wang Ran's words came true. It was a good thing that he had reminded him to build a good relationship with the others and then pretended to play along. Otherwise, he might end up like the security captain and the old security guard who mentored him. They were both tied up. If the security guards were to go berserk, they might just kill those people. It was too terrifying. Zhao Fedong followed the group and arrived in front of a villa. There was a family of 3 and a nanny living here. In terms of combat power, only the man could pose a problem. A 4-man team would not have any problems in a sneak attack. Zhao Fedong walked at the back of the group, occasionally touching the phone in his pocket. He had been looking for an opportunity to inform Wang Ran. However, the few security guards around him were quick-witted, so Zhao Dong could not find a suitable opportunity. "Zhao Dong, go and knock on the door." A fat security guard ordered him. Young people should take the initiative. Zhao Dong had no choice but to take his hand out of his pocket again. He walked to the door and rang the doorbell. A minute later, a middle-aged man in pajamas opened the door. At this time, his family would have long gone to bed. Zhao Dong looked at the middle-aged man and gave him a meaningful look. The middle-aged man frowned. "What's wrong with you? Did I wax get into his eyes? What are you squinting for? By the way, why are you ringing the doorbell so late at night?" he asked. "Don't you know we're sleeping?" The middle-aged man was disgruntled. His wife had finally fallen asleep, and he was making out with the housekeeper when he was interrupted by the doorbell. It's like this: a few zombies ran into the villa. "For everyone's safety, we need to go door to door." Zhao Dong saw that his hints were useless, so he could only follow the vice captain's instructions. "Does zombies sneak in? What are you security guards doing? They actually let zombies slip in? You're really a piece of trash." The middle-aged man was furious. It wasn't easy for him to get into the mood. It was rare for him to be able to start with the little nanny, but as soon as he was disturbed, he gave up. He would have to spend some time to reorganize himself later. "Zhao Dong, do it." The fat security guard behind him urged softly. "Didn't you say that you'd make a move once you open the door? What are you waiting for?" Zhao Dong was in a dilemma. It was impossible for him to make a move, as his conscience was still there. But if he didn't make a move, how could he hide? While he was hesitating, a wrench fell out of Zhao Dong's sleeve. This was something he had casually taken in order to go with the crowd. The middle-aged man was stunned when he saw the wrench. He knocked on the door in the middle of the night and even brought a wrench? As a professional security guard and maintenance worker, it's reasonable to carry a wrench with you at all times, right? Zhao Dong's forehead was covered in sweat as he explained and picked up the wrench. The middle-aged man thought about it for a moment, and it seemed to make sense. The fat security guard behind Zhao Dong could not stand it anymore. The new ones were inexperienced and clumsy. The fat security guard stepped forward and pushed Zhao Dong aside. He took out a hammer from his back and hit the middle-aged man's head. Bang! The middle-aged man's head was split open and blood gushed out. "Dude, what are you guys trying to do?" The middle-aged man's skull was rather thick, and the attack did not kill him. He fell to the ground in a panic. His head was dizzy, and he couldn't stand up at all. "What are you doing? I'm telling you from today on, we have the final say in this villa area." The fat security guard stepped on the middle-aged man's body and smashed down with his hammer. Soon, the middle-aged man's hand fell to the ground and stopped moving. The fat security guard's face was splattered with blood, but it couldn't hide the excitement on his face. So this was what killing felt like. Moreover, he had killed a rich man. The fat security guard was so excited that his entire body was trembling. The housekeeper who came out after hearing the news and saw this scene covered her mouth and screamed. The man who had just been entangled with her was actually bludgeoned to death. There was also movement upstairs. It seemed that the female owner had also been awakened. The fat security guard looked at the housekeeper with red eyes. Another prey. The fat security guard stood up and walked towards the housekeeper with a hammer in his hand. Brother Chio, don't. The vice captain said there's no need to kill the women. Zhao Dong immediately pulled him back. The fat security guard glared at Zhao Dong, but he obediently stopped in his tracks. He still had to listen to the vice captain. At that moment, the female owner of the house upstairs came down with her 5-year-old daughter to check on the situation. The moment she saw her husband lying dead on the ground, she fell to the ground. Security guards were out to kill? What kind of situation was this? No one cared. It seemed like no one really cared. If you don't want to die, then follow us to the courtyard. The fat security guard said to the female owner and the housekeeper. The two of them shivered and immediately nodded. Although they were afraid, their desire to live still drove them to take a step forward. Brother Chio, I'll stay behind too. Take care of the body. We're going to live in this villa in the future, so I don't want to let it stink. Zhao Dong finally found a chance to be alone. Yo, kid, you're quite smart. All right, hurry up and pack up. Once you're done, we'll meet up and head to the next shop. I have to move faster. The fat security guard escorted the 2 adults and 1 child to the courtyard with the other 2 security guards. Zhao Dong and the others only heaved a sigh of relief when they were far away. Oh my God, someone just got murdered in front of me. His entire brain had been hammered flat. The fat security guard was too ruthless. Zhao Dong glanced around and made sure that there was no one outside the window before he took out his phone and called Wang Ran. Hey, brother, something big has happened. You're right. The vice captain is really starting to massacre the owners. I think all the male owners in the villa area will be dead in less than an hour. Zhao Dong said in a low voice. Only the men? Your vice captain is quite creative. Got it, I'll be right there. Wang Ran hung up the phone after he finished speaking. Why was there a panting sound on his end? He's still working out so late at night. Zhao Dong put away his phone and scratched his head. Just then, a figure appeared at the door, giving Zhao Dong a fright. Zhao Dong, I was wondering why you were acting so strange tonight. So you're going to be a traitor. Who were you sending the message to just now? The fat security guard, Zhong Guoqiu, leaned against the door frame and sneered. Zhao Dong's body trembled. Brother Chio, why didn't you leave? Zhao Dong touched the wrench at his waist. Zhao Dong panicked when he saw how Brother Chio had killed the man. His eyes looked like he wanted to kill him. You've been getting on my nerves for a long time. You're just a little more knowledgeable than most. You're always getting food from others. Today, you've become a traitor. I finally have a good reason to deal with you. The fat security guard raised his bloodstained hammer and slowly approached Zhao Dong. In this situation, Zhao Dong took out his wrench and got ready. The fat security guard did not hesitate and swung his hammer at Zhao Dong. After all, Zhao Dong had never killed anyone before, so he did not dare to make a move. He could only circle around the corpse on the ground and evade his swings. The fat security guard swung his hammer a few times, but didn't hit the target. He was a little breathless. After all, he was not exactly in shape. At that moment, Zhao Dong began his counterattack. He was too soft-hearted to kill his opponent, but he still struck the fat security guard a few times with moderate force. The fat security guard was furious. He couldn't hit anyone, but he still had to take so many hits. I can't bear it. The fat security guard wanted to jump over the corpse and attack Zhao Dong. In the end, he stepped on the corpse's leg and slipped. The corpse was squashed by the heavy guard. His face was buried in his brain. Zhao Dong found an opportunity and smacked the back of the fat security guard's head. It was a solid blow. The fat security guard felt dizzy. He glanced at Zhao Dong and threw the hammer at his head, but missed. Be it strength or accuracy, they were far inferior. Zhao Dong gritted his teeth and raised the wrench again. He knew that if he didn't follow through with this, he might be the one who ends up dying. Pa! 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 After a few violent smacks, the fat security guard finally stopped moving. If people die, will they become zombies? It was Zhao Dong's first time killing someone, so he could not help but feel nervous. After hesitating for a while, Zhao Dong picked up the hammer and swung away at the fat security guard's head. It was the best tool for cracking skulls open. After a while, Zhao Dong finally managed to spill brain matter out to the floor. Phew! Zhao Dong fell to the ground. He was covered in sweat, and his face was covered in blood. Was this the apocalypse? It was too terrifying. He hoped that Big Brother Wang Ran would come quickly, as he really could not handle the situation. At the entrance of Villa Number 2, a four-man security team was approaching. Isn't this Miss Tang's house? It seems so. She's the only one in her family. Easy. Just bring her to the courtyard, and the mission will be complete. Miss Tang is really pretty. Her big eyes are like diamonds. I know what you're thinking. Our vice captain likes mature women, not someone like Miss Tang. Well, I'll definitely get her first. The security guard were all grinning from ear to ear. Let's go. Let's get down to business. A security guard walked to the door and rang the doorbell. A few minutes passed, but there was still no movement. Tang was wearing her headphones and beating up Kieran. The security guard knocked on the door again, but there was still no response. Could she have fallen asleep? Someone said, I don't care anymore. Let's just break the door. The security guard at the door smashed the doorknob with a hammer. He successfully broke into the room. Because they couldn't find the light switch, the security guards walked in with flashlights. I remember that Miss Tang lives on the second floor. Let's snag her and leave. The security guard at the front said, Leave? That's it. Don't you want to have some fun first? At the very least, we should fill her up. The security guard behind him laughed maliciously. Gotcha. A crisp metallic sound stunned everyone. Then, the security guard at the front let out a pig-like cry. His foot was caught by a large bear trap. Hurry up. Quickly, get it off. The security guard spoke through sobs. It was really too King painful. Wicked. It was too wicked. Why'd she put this thing in her house? Two security guards immediately stepped forward and helped to break the bear trap. However, the bear trap was almost impossible to pry. They pulled it apart halfway and lost their grip. Gotcha. Once again, the same position, critical hit. The bones may have been cracked, but now they were in pieces. Only a layer of skin kept the leg from being separated. The poor security guard was lying on the ground, motionless. He had probably gone into shock from the pain. What do we do? One of the security guards was a little flustered. Let's capture Miss Tang first, then we'll get him some help. This injury, I guess we'll have to amputate it. Another person sighed. With their current access to medicine, it would be great if they could stop the bleeding. Whether or not it would be infected depended on luck. Damn it, this little vixen is too much. I'll teach her a lesson later. The other security guards were all very angry. Everyone, be careful of the ground. Shine your flashlights clearly before you continue. Other than one person who stayed behind to take care of the injured, the other two continued to explore. Because of the presence of traps, they were moving very slowly. The stairs seemed to go up one step at a time. Halfway there, the security guard in front felt like he had touched something, but he couldn't see anything. Suddenly, a whistling sound came from above. The security guard in front ducked without thinking. The one at the back was unlucky. A meteor hammer smashed into his head and nailed him. The poor security guard fell backward. F***CK. When I catch this little slut, I'll definitely kill her. The security guard in front who had managed to escape was completely furious. He lost his mind and rushed to the second floor. As soon as he walked to the corridor on the second floor, he tripped on a thin line. Whoosh! A sharp arrow suddenly shot out from the darkness. It hit the security guard's chest. Cough, cough, cough. The security guard coughed up a few mouthfuls of blood. It looked like his lungs had been pierced. Without any medical facilities running, he would not survive. Only one security guard was left downstairs. He was panicking. Other than him, the entire team had been wiped out. They not even caught a glimpse of Tang's shadow. Not long after, footsteps could be heard from upstairs, and at the same time, the sound of heavy objects being dragged could be heard. After a muffled sound, a head rolled down the stairs. The security guard downstairs was shocked. This brain, it was the one who had just gone upstairs. It looked like it had already turned into a zombie. Roar! The one with the broken leg suddenly sat up and bit his neck. He did not expect to die at the hands of his teammates. Filthy! You actually made my house so dirty. How can I continue living here? Looks like I'll have to move into Dad's mansion. Tang Tang had a lopsided ponytail up as she slowly walked down the stairs with blood dripping from her mouth. The moon was round, and the villa area was very well lit. Many women and children had gathered in the villa's courtyard. They all had panicked expressions. They didn't expect humans to be more terrifying than zombies in this world. To break in and kill. These people had actually been living by their side all this time. Vice Captain, if a few more people come back, we'll all be accounted for. A security guard politely lit a cigarette for the Vice Captain. Not bad. From today on, this place is ours. When the last team comes back, we'll get to work. Split the women. The Vice Captain was extremely excited. The security guards around them were also getting restless. Their eyes had already begun to scan the female tenants, searching for their prey. The female owners who were squatting together were trembling. Their husbands, fathers, or sons had just been killed, and now they were going to be divided like spoils of war. In the days to come, they really couldn't bear to think about it. At that moment, there was movement at the entrance of the villa area. Not long after, a truck arrived at the courtyard. The Vice Captain was stunned. He recognized the truck as the food delivery service. What was he doing here so late at night? Sending supper? How nice. They had just worked hard to earn this place, and it was a good time to celebrate. The truck stopped. Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu got out of the car. Delivery man, you came just in time. From today onwards, this place is under my control. In the future, you can contact me when you have food. The Vice Captain smoked his cigarette, looking like a local emperor. The hell do you think you're doing? Wang Ran said as he scanned the scene. Tang Tang was not among the group of women and children. It seemed that Tang Tang had easily fended off her assailants. How can you talk to me like that? The Vice Captain frowned. He had just reached the peak of his life. Not only did he occupy such a luxurious villa area, but he also had a harem of his choice. His authority could not be violated by others. This delivery man was actually looking down on him. This made him absolutely murderous. Get lost. Wang Ran glared at the Vice Captain, then took out his mobile phone and dialed Tang Tang's number. Uncle, listen to me. The security guards here are revolting. They've dirted the floor of my house. Tang Tang answered the phone almost immediately. Wang Ran was stunned. Why did it feel like her main concern was her floor? Come to the courtyard. I have some things to tell you later. Wang Ran hung up the phone after he finished speaking. Tang Tang was fine as expected. When the Vice Captain saw Wang Ran completely ignoring him, he was enraged. Brothers, let's go. Kill this guy. The Vice Captain threw his cigarette but away and waved his hand. In order to show off in front of the Vice Captain, more than a dozen security guards rushed toward Wang Ran like a swarm of bees. Xiaoyu, kill them all. Wang Ran indifferently ordered. Su Xiaoyu nodded, her eyes shining. She could kill people again. Su Xiaoyu's sharp claws flashed under the moonlight as she charged at the security guards. Shwa shwa shwa. Su Xiaoyu's claws kept sweeping across the security guards' throats. It was clean and direct, devoid of hesitation. In just half a minute, the dozen people were all killed. A few of them reacted and tried to run, but they were no match for Su Xiaoyu's speed. Before they could run far, their spines were broken. The remaining 20 security guards, including the Vice Captain, were all stunned. Was this even a human? It was too terrifying. The Vice Captain's legs were trembling. Go! You guys go! Quickly kill them! The Vice Captain took a few steps back. None of the other security guards dared to step forward. In front of people who were weaker than them, they could show off their strength and kill without blinking. However, if they encountered a really tough opponent, they lost their spines, literally and figuratively. It's none of our business. We didn't want to offend you. Yes. It was the Vice Captain's doing. He was also the one who insulted you just now. You can just look for the Vice Captain. The security guards immediately sold out their previous boss. The Vice Captain was shocked. Were they still human, hitting someone when they're down? Or were the people who had been calling him captain, boss, and daddy? Good lad. I was wrong just now. Let's get along well in the future. You want gold bars, right? I'll help you search. You just need to give us some food at the appropriate time. In order to survive, the vice captain's expression instantly changed to one of flattery. Did I let you speak? You're too noisy. Wang Ran glared at the vice captain. The vice captain was shocked and instantly shut his mouth. All of you, put down your weapons and take a few steps forward, Wang Ran said to the security guards. The security guards looked at each other and did as they were told without any hesitation. That woman was too scary. They didn't dare to disobey. Even if they ran now, they probably wouldn't be able to escape. Soon, all the security guards, including the vice captain, stood in a group in front of Wang Ran. Ladies behind, arm yourselves and surround us. Wang Ran continued. The ladies who were squatting on the ground were stunned, not knowing what Wang Ran was going to do. But they didn't dare to disobey. They all picked up their weapons and surrounded the security guards. These security guards broke into your house in the middle of the night and killed your husbands, sons, fathers. They still want to treat you like animals and divide you up. Now, you have weapons in your hands. If you want to do something, then do it, Wang Ran said indifferently. The security guards were all trembling. Was he asking them to take revenge? Then wouldn't they be dead? But they didn't dare to run. They couldn't escape at all. It was really a dilemma. The ladies were stunned. They looked at the weapons in their hands, and then at the security guards in front of them. Hatred, humiliation, anger, and other emotions instantly welled up in his heart. They raised the weapons in their hands and swung them at the security guards. Blood and flesh flew everywhere. A few security guards tried to break out of the encirclement, but Su Xiaoyu broke their legs and threw them back into the circle. Their screams echoed through the night sky. The vice captain was the most miserable one. Even though he was already dead, the women still wouldn't let him go until they smashed him into a pile of meat patties. None of the security guards at the scene survived. The women wiped the blood and minced meat off their faces and felt relieved. They had finally avenged their families. At that moment, the security guard, Zhao Dong, jogged over. There's another one here. A woman stood out with a machete in her hand. She was the wife of the middle-aged man who had been killed by the fat security guard. When her husband died, Zhao Dong was also present, so she was excited to see him again. The women, who were holding machetes and hammers, looked at Zhao Dong in unison. This made Zhao Dong shiver in fear. Killing intent. Such heavy killing intent. It's okay. He isn't one of them. He was the one who informed me to come and save you. Wang Ran immediately explained. If he didn't speak, Zhao Dong might be eaten by these women. Wang Ran's prestige in the hearts of the women was extremely high. When they heard Wang Ran's words, they put down the weapons in their hands one after another, and their hostility toward Zhao Dong quickly dissipated. Zhao Dong wiped the sweat off his forehead and ran to Wang Ran's side. He finally felt a little safer. Today had been the most exciting day of his life. It wasn't even this exciting when he followed Wang Ran to kill zombies. Brother, there are still a few colleagues who had been unwilling to participate in this operation. Should I let them out first? Zhao Dong asked. All right, he said. Wang Ran nodded. At a time like this, if they had not joined in such an act of evil, only to get subsequently locked up by their former colleagues, they should be somewhat decent men and could be kept around. Not long after, Zhao Dong came over with 5 property management staff and security guards. One of them was the old security guard who had received Wang Ran's banana. They looked at Wang Ran with gratitude. They knew that by refusing to join them in this operation, they would definitely be killed once the bloody business was done. Wang Ran had saved their lives. At that moment, Tang Tang dragged her blood-stained giant axe to the courtyard. Everyone had arrived. Everyone knew what had happened tonight, and the atmosphere was a little quiet. So many people have died this time. Can we still stay here in the future? That's right. There might not be enough people guarding the door in the future. My child is still young. What should we do in the future? Who's going to protect us? After calming down, the women started to worry. Now, there were only 6 security guards and property management staff left. Even if they did not sleep at all, They simply did not have enough manpower to guard 2 gates. Everyone's gaze turned to Wang Ran. The moment Wang Ran arrived, he solved the security guard rebellion in a crushing manner and established a high prestige in everyone's hearts. They could only count on him now. How about this? I have a suggestion. Wang Ran cleared his throat and began the plan that he had been planning for a long time. I can protect this villa area and ensure your safety, but I have a few requests. First, you must hand over all your gold. Second, all the food will be pooled, then redistributed and managed. Third, everyone must participate in labor in a fair and appropriate manner. If you don't have any objections, I can send a sufficient workforce here and ensure your safety. Don't worry, I won't make you do anything outrageous like these security guards. But if you choose me to manage this place, you must listen to me. If someone goes back on their word, then I can only expel you. You guys can consider it. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he leaned back on the carriage, giving these people some time to think. Of course, regardless of whether they agreed or not, Wang Ran would still occupy this place. Giving them a chance to consider was just to let them feel that they had a choice. The women gathered together and started discussing. What do you guys think? This person seems to have a good character. He even helped us take revenge. I think we can still trust him. Yes, I think so too. It can't be worse than the previous situation. I was in despair. Did you see the look in the security guard's eyes? In this world, if we don't have brute force to protect us, how are we going to survive? If he can give us food and also give us safety, let's just take the labor as a form of exercise. I don't have any objections either. It's fine as long as we can survive. Actually, this young man is quite good looking. It's fine if he has any thoughts about me. Be serious. We're discussing a very serious problem. Not long after, an older woman walked out. Sir, we've already discussed it. We are willing to accept your management. We're willing to work too, as long as you can guarantee our safety and let us eat our fill. The older woman said on behalf of everyone. Wang Ran nodded. He had finally taken over this place. It seemed that in the face of reality, these sheltered folk were still willing to undergo labor. It's getting late. You guys go back and clean up. Rest early. Zhao Dong, arrange for a few patrol cars to transport all the bodies outside the villa. Don't rest yet after you're done. Tonight, the 6 of you will guard one door, and I will be in charge of the other door. I'll arrange for some reliable people to come over tomorrow. Just hold on till then. Wang Ran ordered. Everyone dispersed obediently. Tang Tang looked around and saw that no one was around, so she walked to Wang Ran's side. She was wearing pajamas, her hair was tied into a slanted ponytail, and she was holding a massive axe in her hand. The contrast between the two was quite big. I say, Uncle, have you been eyeing this place for a long time? You've come at the right time. Tang Tang's big eyes narrowed into a line. She felt that Wang Ran had long planned this. Of course, if Wang Ran took over this place, he would be much better than those security guards. At the very least, Wang Ran's character seemed to be all right. Uncle, I hate it when people meddle in other people's business. You should go back to sleep. Wang Ran rapped Tang Tang's small head. It hurts. Tang Tang rubbed her forehead. Originally, she had planned to have a big fight with the security guards and be the savior. In the end, when she arrived, everything had already been settled. Sai, remember to bring the gold bars tomorrow. All right, I'm going to guard the door. Wang Ran called Su Xiaoyu, got into the truck, and drove to the main entrance. I also want to guard the gate. Tang Tang thought for a moment and immediately ran home. Not long after, Tang Tang, carrying her PS4 and holding a big monitor, came to the front gate. As soon as Tang Tang entered the guardhouse, she saw Su Xiaoyu come out from under the table like magic. The simple-minded Tang didn't think too much about it. Someone has died in the house. I don't dare to stay home tonight. I brought games. Let's stay up all night. Tang put down the monitor. Wang Ran thought about it and felt that this was a good way to kill time. So, Wang Ran and Tang began to play Overcooked. Su Xiaoyu was very depressed. Originally, she could have eaten unceasingly in the guardhouse without anyone's supervision. Now, Tang had barged in. It had not been easy to make a move. She was angry. The depressed Su Xiaoyu had no choice but to go outside the guardhouse and vent her anger on the wandering zombies. She chopped off hands, feet, and heads. The entrance was soon very quiet. There were no moving zombies in sight within a 1-kilometer radius. Early in the morning, 4 buses stopped at the main gate. Wu Jiangwo jumped down from the car in the front. Boss Wang Ran. Wu Jiangwo ran to the guardhouse eagerly. Wang Ran put down the game controller and stretched. Boss Wang Ran, this place is amazing. The scenery is good, the outer defense measures are good, and there are very few zombies nearby. Not to mention, there's so many big villas. Staying here is like having a vacation. Wu Jiangwo couldn't help but sigh. Wang Ran had told him that he had found a place for his people to settle down. He had thought that it was some refugee camp or something, but he did not expect. All right, let's get the vehicles in. Everyone, gather in the courtyard. I'm going to have a meeting to announce the rules here. Wang Ran stretched lazily. All right. Wu Jiangwo nodded and led the team in. Wang Ran prodded Tang Tang, who had fallen asleep on the chair. She had said that she was going to stay up all night, but she did not even make it past 4. Wang Ran could only play Monster Hunter by himself. Is it dawn? Tang Tang rubbed her eyes. The meeting is about to start. Hurry up and follow. Wang Ran rubbed Tang Tang's head. Don't touch my hair. It's all messed up. Tang Tang stood up with an unhappy face. Last night, she couldn't beat Wang Ran, no matter what game they played. She was so angry. If it wasn't for the scarcity of those controllers, Tang Tang would have smashed it. Even though she was angry, the meeting still had to be held. After all, it involved the survival and management of the area. Soon, other than the few people who were temporarily sent to guard the door, the 60-odd people brought by Wu Jiangwo and the 50-odd people from the villas were all gathered in the courtyard. Wang Ran took a loudspeaker from the property management and sat on the top of the rockery. I'm sure everyone is clear about the situation before this. I'll talk about the rules of this place in the future. First of all, those staying here must abide by the most basic moral standards. Don't try to cause me any trouble. All the resources will be distributed according to labor. The more you contribute, the more you get. In addition to the most basic farming, we will also send people out to find supplies from time to time. When you're called, you can't refuse. As for the accommodation, the original owners get to stay in their original houses. Newcomers can go to the vacant houses and choose for themselves. If you guys want to live in one building, I'm fine with it. 10 people can live in one building too. I don't care about that. Also, you can choose a representative from the original residents. Wu Jiangwo, you'll be the representative of the outsiders. You'll be in charge of security and field work. The property management representative will be Zhao Dong. He will be in charge of the maintenance of all the facilities in the villa area. There will be 3 representatives in total. You can discuss the small matters among yourselves. If it's serious, come find me. All right, that's all for today's meeting. Find your respective representatives to handle the specific details. After Wang Ran said that, he jumped off the rockery. In the future, this place would be his colony. If anyone refused to be squeezed dry, then they would have to go outside and fend for themselves. Today was destined to be a busy day for this area. Wang Ran decisively chose to be a hands-off landowner. Fortunately, both the original residents and the outsiders greatly admired Wang Ran. Needless to say, Wang Ran had rescued the original residents from the hands of the security guards last night, saving them from the tragic situation of becoming some kind of medieval-era slave. As for the outsiders, Wang Ran's actions in the stadium had already made him a godlike figure in their hearts. Without Wang Ran, they would have been eaten by the zombies. Therefore, the 2 parties got along quite harmoniously. There were still dozens of unoccupied villas, so there was obviously no problem with living in them. For the outsiders who had been squeezed into the stadium, the living environment here was simply heaven. In terms of food, the outsiders had also brought a lot of food over, so there was no need to use the food of the original residents to subsidize the outsiders. Therefore, no one had any objections to the unified management of food. Everything was proceeding in an orderly manner. Wang Ran pulled Tang Tang to the side. Later on, help me go from house to house and collect all the gold. Don't miss a single one out. Also, don't forget the 50 gold bars that you owe me. Wang Ran had assigned the most important work to Tang Tang. After all, Tang Tang was a resident here, so she wouldn't cause any displeasure if she went around collecting gold bars. In addition, with Tang Tang's identity, she would not embezzle. Why, you're actually making me your errand girl. Tang Tang was stunned. She was a prestigious young miss. Can't he send someone else to collect property fees? Do you still want to become stronger? If you don't do it, I won't sell you my blood. Wang Ran took out his trump card. I'll do it. Tang Tang stomped her feet and left with a pout. She had no choice. She wanted to be as powerful as Su Xiaoyu and Lin Momo. In order to become stronger, endure it. All right, I can't stay in my own villa anymore, and there are so many strangers here. East Lake Island seemed to be quite empty. Why not? After making all the necessary arrangements, Wang Ran brought Su Xiaoyu back to East Lake Island. Momo had been neglected for the entire night, so it was time to feed her. Master, the hot water is ready. Take a bath and relax. Lin Momo had thoughtfully prepared everything. Su Xiaoyu left the room and closed the door behind her. She had already eaten her fill last night. Now, she had to create a chance for Momo. Wang Ran lay down in the big round bathtub and looked at the sea. He was in a very good mood. Plop! The water in the bathtub suddenly started to overflow. An hour later, Wang Ran walked out of the villa, feeling refreshed. It was time to go to University to look for seeds and fruit seedlings. The situation at the villas should be completely stabilized in the next 2 days, and the farming plan should also be in motion. After much thought, Wang Ran still chose to bring Lin Momo along. After all, he was going to look for something. It might be more convenient to bring Lin Momo along. Su Xiaoyu had eaten her fill last night, so she naturally did not have any objections. Soon, Wang Ran drove the truck and set off with Lin Momo. Along the way, the number of wandering zombies started to increase. It was obvious that they had already eaten all the edible people in the residential area. So, they returned to the outdoors, back to the streets. Fortunately, Lin Momo was in the car. Those zombies consciously avoided Wang Ran's truck. However, because she had been using this ability for a long time, Lin Momo had to replenish her energy halfway. Half an hour later, Wang Ran finally arrived at N University. The street in front of the residential area of N University was packed with zombies. It was still as lively as usual. Moreover, it was highly visible to the naked eye that a few dormitory buildings were surrounded by zombies. There should be quite a few surviving students. If they couldn't come out to find food, they wouldn't be able to last long. However, Wang Ran had nothing to do with the life and death of these people. If he saved everyone he saw, he would work himself to death. He was here for the seeds and fruit seedlings. This was the real business. Under Lin Momo's guidance, Wang Ran drove the car to the teaching area. Master, look over there. It looks like someone is hanging from a street lamp. Lin Momo pointed to a place not far away. A girl in a short skirt was climbing up the street lamp post desperately, but she would slide down a bit after a while. Under the streetlight, more than a dozen zombies were trying to grab the girl's legs.